Hello, it's Seth. I'm here to welcome you to the latest episode of Non-Standard Action Mama Part 2, episode 8.5, The Path of Neo. That's not part of it. I just put that in there. With me, as always, we have the full crew today, including the half-orc soldier who won't fight before his Folgers, Gur.
Gur, you usually say something in character at this point.
He must not have had his Folgers yet.
Oh, no.
He might be currently obtaining his Folgers. She's pale and she's small, but with her friend she knows it all. It's Mouse and Serendipity.
Hey, good morning.
He's big, he's a lizard, and he's part entropic wizard. It is Ninden.
Ugh, my head.
The Riforian mystic who's got the quick fix, Kaylin.
Good morning.
And the swifter shapeshifter whose friend is a hoverbike drifter, Herald.
Oh, hello. I'm looking at Discord and I don't see Leaf anymore.
Indeed, it seems. Now, I feel like this is probably a smart move on my part. We have already encountered a series of technical issues this morning, leading into the beginning of the stream. So we may be having some difficulties. I just want to let you guys know we appreciate your patience as we work through these issues. It's a live show. There are many adjectives to describe this show. Live is one of them.
It's one of my favorites.
Highly accurate.
So yeah, how's everyone doing this morning aside from tired?
Oh, well.
I'm doing well.
I'm pretty good.
I'm pretty decent. Ready
Nice.
to fight some bad guys or talk to somebody. You know, whatever comes my.
That's mostly what this game is. It's fighting or talking. Sometimes you talk and fight. You know, it's a lot of that.
It is a lot of that. Yeah, it's true.
So
World's better at
informed
some of
that-
those than others.
We're being informed that Leaf's internet has cut out, but
Okay.
he's working on a fix.
Okay. So, what would we like to do? Do we want to wait until this situation is resolved?
It seems reasonable to give it an hour and just
An hour.
redo this whole episode from the beginning.
You have to scrap it. Start over again.
Pull the cables.
You didn't hear anything.
This was
We
all a
were
figment of your
never
imagination.
here.
Hey, we'd be able to find out if we'd get more watchers if we started at 12. You know, I mean that's the thing. All right,
I
12
mean,
my time.
we are starting at 12. I was gonna
Okay,
say.
yeah, okay, jerk.
It is
You
8
jerk.
heckin' a.m. I don't want to hear you guys at your 12 noon murr.
We're not
Hey,
complaining
you're-
about that. We're not.
You're the
complaining
ones
about
who
the 12.
decided to be friends with us, okay?
Yeah.
Yeah. Look how far
True.
that's gotten us.
I mean, alternatively, she could say that we're family, and then fall back on the whole "you can't pick family" thing. So, you know, there's
That
a
is
couple of
true.
different,
Well,
approaches here.
yeah. Sadly, I did pick you as family. Brought you in.
Aw.
It's true.
It's a picked family, a chosen family.
Yes. It's a tribe.
She
Tribe.
broke the rules. She broke the wheel. She did pick her family.
Hello, Butt
Did.
Stubble. I always forget, because that name is so funny and just so removed from the person that is Butt Stubble. I always forget who that is, and it drives me crazy because I know who it is.
I don't know who Butt Stubble is. I've been very curious these past weeks.
I
They're a hu-
prefer to leave it mysterious so that
Well, no, I know that
whatever-
they're one of the Cosmic Crit mega geeks. I know that much.
Okay.
Hmm.
Are they're the mega fan that they may not be the mega fan that we want, but they're the mega fan that we deserve. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, we do deserve Butt Stubble. That's for sure.
Masked Butt Stubble.
I'd say we also want Butt Stubble.
Mhm. It's true. It's true. It's
Ugh.
desired.
But the chafing.
It looks like
It's definitely a memorable name.
it looks like we have a leaf back. Are you with us, friend?
Yes, indeed.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yes.
Ooh,
The
good.
internet situation at least resolved for the moment.
Oh no, it's not resolved. I'm on my phone.
Cool.
Yeah. You guys are gonna have to be a little more descriptive with your.
Hey, that's good training. We need to be
Yeah.
descriptive for the podcast. So
I too am in podcast mode. All right.
I have to describe things.
Playing
Oh
in
no.
playing in podcast mode. That's almost like an album title.
That's a good band name, and I call dibs.
Okay.
Incidentally, also a pretty good podcast name, really.
Playing in podcast mode as the name of the podcast.
That's a little bit
Yeah.
meta.
I don't know.
Probably it's like naming your podcast. It's just not gonna show up on Google at all.
Probably not.
Yeah, it's probably not great for your
Terrible
SEO.
SEO.
What's that podcast name? Podcast? This the podcast?
Podcast about podcast.
Oh man, do you guys listen to that podcast? All right. Well,
Oh, it's good to be back.
I feel like we've been goofing around a little bit. Do you guys want to get back to Starfinder?
Desperately,
Yes!
yes.
Yes, please.
Desperately. Well, geez, I'm so sorry that I'm such terrible company.
The worst.
Stop speaking those normal words and start speaking those game-related words.
I'm here to talk in a funny voice and roll dice.
Well,
I haven't done
roll
either
dice?
today. I
You're-
corrected myself.
Yeah. Well, you're always doing at least one of those things all the time. So,
You're not wrong.
I mean.
Ouch.
All right. I don't really have an intro for this episode. Gonna be honest with you, because I mean,
It's really part 2 of an episode, yeah.
It's really a continuation of the previous episode, which had an intro that was kind of insular to this whole experience.
Only
so-
real fans will get this.
It's true.
Only-
all
only true fans.
you casuals need to go back and watch part 1.
Only true fans. Only the people who know who Goku's dad is will understand.
Goku has a dad?
Oh yeah.
Is that Gohan or?
Yeah, Gohan is Goku's dad.
It's okay. I didn't have a good joke. Sorry.
No, I'm sympathetic. I've been there.
I frequently start talking before I have anything worthwhile to say. So I am, I'm right there, bud.
Oh God.
Okay. Well, with all that goofiness out of the way, when we left off, what had transpired was the group went to, following the data heist at the Museum of Endosolar Sciences, which is connected to and indeed attributed to the Deep Cultures Institute that they currently work for and are being provided housing by. They use this evidence that they found on the scene to go to Cryogenerics, a refrigeration storage company, which the cultured folks of the group, people who are involved in corporate style espionage and what have you, recalled is typically a front for gang related activities. This ended up being true in this circumstance as they encountered a few more Ikeshti bloodshot thugs, as well as some sort of captain role within the Bloodshots, a Vesk named Big Tola. After a pretty brutal fight, Big Tola gave Herald her burner comm unit because he wanted to have her set up a meeting with Mama, the leader of the Bloodshots, and she didn't want to do that because she saw the way that they treated the other Bloodshots, and she didn't want to take part in whatever they were going to do to Mama. So left that up to Herald. Herald has sent a message to Mama trying to set up a meeting. And that is kind of where we left off without a response. Initially, we were going to go to break, but we ended up having to stop the episode early. So that's why this is a part 2, and that's where we're gonna start. So everybody
Also
enjoy.
to refresh, we had figured out something about the people that hired. We knew that like someone hired the Bloodshot gang, right?
Indeed. So when after the defeat of Big Tola, Big Tola invited the group into her office to use the computer that was recently set up by a member of the group that had actually paid the Bloodshots to do this job, the Brass Dragons, which the group recalled was also the mercenary group that was helping out the Sunrise Collective in Asana Town when they had their militia coup to overthrow the government in that area.
We just keep
So
running into these guys.
yeah, it's kind of weird that they would be funding an operation to steal data from the Deep Cultures Institute. It's a little weird that they would also
Without
be
any
doing that.
backups.
Well, so yeah, there was some talk about this. So people were horrified that there wouldn't be any data backups. My interpretation of it is that if you've got a technomancer stealing your data and the intent is for you to not have that data anymore, the
Yeah,
technomancer
he'll
probably
find the
has a way to.
backups.
The technomancer will take care of the backups.
Space magic.
Yeah,
I mean,
magic.
it's feasible, you know. Like backups are stored somewhere.
Right. It's like one of those things, like, you know, when I was like working on the comic, like I would have things happen because I had enough faith in the audience that they would kind of connect the dots. But every once in a while, you have somebody be like, "How did he get here?" And I'd be like, "Okay, well, he took a bus, so
Good question. Good
he got
catch.
there. He got there. Okay, like, it's like, you know, that sort of
Yeah.
stuff."
Well, in the DCI, we've established is, you know, they're working with kind of limited funds to an extent. Like people don't really take
Sure.
them seriously.
Yeah.
And you know, in an ideal world, you take your backups and you disconnect them from that computer and you go store them somewhere else so the technomancer can't get them. But
Or
in practice, who does that?
or it could be that as part of the heist, he went and did that before getting to the DCI. He found
true.
where the backup was. Who knows?
Yeah.
There's no backup.
Calling
Yep.
that.
No. This was clearly a Mr. Robot situation. There was a whole lot of people in play doing different things, and somebody destroyed the building that had the backup in it.
China contacts.
Blew it up.
Yeah.
I haven't seen Mr. Robot. It looks
It's all right.
Just because it has Rami Malek in it, I'm interested.
It's
Yeah,
good.
no.
It's good.
Rami Malek saves the world by hacking everything, even people. No, I'm just kidding.
I started the second season and wasn't impressed, but I can recommend the first season, and it's well self-contained.
It's like Stranger Things. All right.
Yep. And
so
so many
yeah.
things. Heroes, so many things have this property.
My gosh. I'll only watch the first season of every show. That's the lesson. Except for ours. When season two starts, watch our season.
Ooh, yeah.
Is
yeah.
that
Also,
the
Cosmic
Firefly
Crit. You
approach?
can watch the second season of that too.
Yes.
I'm gonna call it the Firefly approach.
Right.
Yeah, I mean,
Too
well, from this
soon.
perspective, I suppose. Are you saying that it's a blessing that Firefly was canceled early, Leaf?
Yeah, leave.
Not at all. I'm
This
bitter
is-
and try to remind everybody about it every chance I get.
This is
Oh my god.
you're bordering on blasphemy here.
Gosh.
And I'm
Mouse.
uncomfortable.
Mouse.
Yes.
Hey, Mouse. You're digging around on this computer, right?
Heck yeah.
So as we established, the payment that came from the Brass Dragons that was disguised cleverly at the same time as a transaction here at the cryogenics facility came from the EOS Athletics Club. And
Well, that rings a bell.
yeah, very very briefly, we established that there's some recollection. There was a two-pronged approach. I think Mouse did a space Google search on the infosphere. Was able to locate that the athletics club. It was part of a neighborhood of the Corona that was destroyed by a freak solar incident when the shield collapsed, where
A freak solar instant.
yes, where
Wait, is that a quote?
a giant flare licked through the dome of Corona and just like a blade cut its way through a neighborhood, and the EOS Athletics Club was part of that damage. Herald was able to recall that there are a lot of rumors that the athletics club is haunted, and as a result, many people just kind of avoid it in general. So that's what we have, and yeah. Is there anything else you guys would like to do while you're here in cryogenerics?
I don't think so. Mama hasn't gotten back to us yet.
Oh, so
Or did we?
you get a response back from Mama. It's very short. She says, "Okay, fine. Meet at the meltdown." She doesn't specify a time, but it sounds like she is recalling anybody that is still around to come to the meltdown in order to recoup and figure out what's going on. We will cut actually briefly over to the Deep Cultures Institute, Ninden. You wake up in a white room, too clean. You are able to easily recognize it as some sort of infirmary. And Teres is standing over you, applying a healing serum.
Teres?
Oh, you're awake. Yeah, you got knocked out in that fight. Nib was saying it was something related to a nasty shock you got.
Yeah, there was there were a few of those. I guess I overdid it a little bit. Where's everybody else?
The DCI sent them after the data that was stolen, and I think they're following a lead somewhere in Corona. She reaches over to a side table and hands you your comm unit and says, "You could probably reach out to them and find out where they are."
Perfect. Thank you. What's the fastest way to Corona?
The line crawlers, like usual. Take a line crawler to Dawn Shore. Take the public transit to the next line crawler over to Corona. That's pretty much all we have here on the archipelago.
He's already on his way out the door, calling over his shoulder.
Sun
Thank you
train.
for the help.
You just open up the map menu and like left-click the fast travel, man.
Oh, you're right. Duh.
Yeah, but that always
We've
takes
been there
forever.
before.
You know, it's one of those situations where like if you just like got on a horse and rode over there, like you would get there in the same day. But if you fast travel, it like takes like a day and a half for some reason.
Uh-huh.
It's weird.
Oh, you're right. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, you can call your friends and find out.
It's because fast travel makes you take the roads. It doesn't let you take all those cool little shortcuts.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Which end up taking more time because you find things to explore anyway.
I feel
Skyrim.
personally attacked.
That's true. Yeah,
Yeah, Skyrim.
Ninden gets on a horse and starts riding through Dawn Shore. And he finds a cave and he's like, "Oh, a cave!"
We never saw him again.
It cuts
Attacked by
to him
trolls.
just like
Yeah,
sort
it
of
turns out there's
hopping
like
up the side of a mountain, defying the laws of physics, and then riding a horse down the mountain. And
Repeatedly
Dawn
jumping.
Shore.
Jump.
You get back to Dawn Shore and you see Ninden on a horse like on the side of the Radiant Cathedral, just kind of like vibrating back and forth as he just slowly ascends.
Oh shit, he's clipping, guys, get him before he clips.
Oh my god.
I
Okay,
fell through the
so-
world into the sun.
so after Ninden's little adventure, clipping through mountains that don't exist on the sun, he's going to dial Herald's number, and
He's not just gonna put a message in our group chat.
well, he could, but he feels that calling is faster than texting.
And more
He's so
personal.
old-fashioned, and I love it.
It gets a more immediate response. This is definitely not based on my own opinions. So yes, he calls
Yeah.
Herald.
Hello, this is Herald.
Harald, it's Ninden. I just woke up. Where are you all?
Oh, excellent. Are you feeling better?
Right as rain. In fact, I would say that I feel about 1 level stronger.
Oh, we all feel 1 level stronger. One third extra stronger.
What a coincidence.
It's good to hear. We need to go to the meltdown. Let's meet at some location near there. Joe's Fish and Chips, just down the block.
Perfect. I am rather hungry.
Sunfish and
Although-
chips, to be clear.
That entropy really takes it out of you.
Oh
So,
yeah.
Fish and sun chips?
Harald! Harald, is that Ninden?
Yes, it's Ninden.
Tell him I said hi!
Ninden, Gur says hi.
Oh, tell him I say hi back.
Gur,
Hi,
Ninden
Ninden.
says hi. Caitlin also says it.
Hello.
Alright, I'm not gonna do this.
All right.
But realism.
I'll meet you at Joe's Fish and Chips.
It's so real.
I hear their garden salsa sun chips are the best.
Oh my god.
All
Sun
right.
chips are pretty good, yeah.
Alright, so we all appear magically at Joe's Fish and Sun Chips.
Okay. Just as a brief aside, as you're exiting the cryogenics, you see 2 of the Akeshti have gathered their fallen, as you know now, siblings. As it turns, the entirety of Bloodshots belong to one family, and they just kind of quietly watch as you leave.
We do not interfere.
All right.
Yeah. Ah, Joe's Fish and Sun Chips.
Indeed.
Our favorite place.
That's what it looks like.
They have 5 stars on Yelp, but only like 3 reviews, so take it with a grain of salt.
Right.
2 of those are us.
Oh, hold on. Something is going off with the Roll20 display. You guys talk while I figure this out.
Okay. So yeah, you're all able to meet up there. You know that this is kind of the meltdown is in the same section of Corona as cryogenics, so you didn't want to get too far away from there. This is this place you've decided to meet. Joe's Fish and Garden Salsa Sun Chips establishment is like if you were to go into like an inner concentric circle of the dome from the position that you were currently in without making any kind of change where you are radially. But yeah, you're able to meet up just fine.
How's it going, everybody? What did I miss?
Well-
A pretty big fight. We could have used you. Where were you?
I'm sorry. I
Just
was passed
kidding. I
out
know
from
that you
the-
were convalescing. It was a joke.
Oh, I'm sorry. I have a low insight. Sorry, sense motive.
Gur just walks up and gives Ninden a big hug.
Ah,
Yeah, they do the thing where they like take turns like picking each other up.
yes.
Alright, I fixed the thing.
But then they do the thing where it's like one of them lifts one a little bit higher than the other, so they have to do it again.
Yeah. Yes. Not to be outdone.
Yeah, no. I'm not gonna let that happen.
Guys, people are staring.
Oh,
People
sorry.
probably aren't staring. Maybe. There's a couple people.
And I guess like while we're sitting here eating our fish and chun chips, we'll catch Ninden up on what happened while he was away. Do you have any
Yeah.
in or out of character question?
Yeah.
Which I believe the player listened to the last episode, so
I did.
think-
Yes,
so,
I caught up on all of it.
Nice.
So
so
I-
again,
So responsible.
only true fans
thanks.
will understand.
Yeah. Obligatory. Hey, this isn't the best episode to jump in at. But
All episodes are great episodes.
yeah, no, that's the thing. I
Yeah.
think we do a pretty good job.
I try. I would certainly recommend watching the whole thing, but you know.
We do. I think
Um,
people could jump in pretty well.
So I suppose the plan is for me to go in first as Big Bertha.
Tola.
Tola? Is Big Bertha from something else?
Yes.
Probably.
A lot of something else.
Yeah. Do you want a little? I can tell you what Big Bertha was.
In 10 seconds or less.
Yeah. So it was a giant gun, a cannon that Germany made that was so large it required train tracks to move around.
Got it.
Oh.
I am not disguising
Yeah.
myself as that.
No.
That would
That
not
would
be
be-
very effective camouflage.
Yeah.
Yeah, that
you
would
can
be
only
completely
remain.
inappropriate for the situation.
Also,
I
you have
believe
to
we
remain
have a big Tola
medium-sized
handout.
category.
We
Yeah,
do
you
in
do have to
episode
stay
8.
medium-sized.
We do. Oh, did you? Are you going to bring that up, or would you like me to project it?
Project it.
Project it.
I'll disguise it as this handsome lady.
Mm-hmm. She is very pretty, isn't she?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, she's
That's
alright.
Veska art is just so cool.
really good.
Mm-mm.
All Starfinder art is just so cool, honestly.
I
true.
agree. All right. So are we gonna go ahead and move on towards the meltdown then?
Well, first Harald has to put on his disguise.
Oh, right. Mm-hmm.
And what is our
Maybe-
goal here? What are we trying to figure out? Like, who hired them? And I will try to do that as Big Tola, and then get out with no one the wiser. But you guys should probably be nearby in case that doesn't work, since I know nothing about Big Tola or what she's all about.
We really need that data back.
Well, presumably they've passed it on to their employers, but we'll see. What about here?
Should our objective here be to go in, find where they're hiding the data, and then infiltrate that area?
I'm just hoping that Mama proves to be talkative, and that we can just go directly to the source without having to kill any more of these mostly innocent lizard people.
You don't
Not
get
sure
the impression
innocent is
that
the
they're.
word I would use.
Yeah.
Nah,
But hopefully she can tell you who hired them to steal the data in the first place.
I'm sympathetic to people just doing a job.
If their job
You're
is being
sympathetic to
criminals, I
everything.
don't know that that's
Kaelin shrugs
necessarily
and crunches
a
another
free
sun chip.
pass.
Somewhere Seth wails in pain and agony.
Yes, yes. As the entire crew crunches their sun chips.
No.
Crunch.
All right, so yes, we go to the meltdown.
And then we crumple up the bag and put it in the trash.
I get the joke.
That doesn't bother me. That doesn't bother me.
I get the
Really?
joke.
Oh, okay.
Oh man, sun chips bags bother me.
Oh.
I mean, it signals the end of the horrible chew.
Yeah, honestly, at that point.
Fair enough, fair enough.
So we go to Mama.
The meltdown.
The meltdown.
That's it.
All
The
right.
meltdown. The Mama meltdown.
Ooh.
Mama meltdown. Ooh.
It does sound
Mama
like an
meltdown.
80s, song.
Mama's about to have a meltdown.
Take it
Okay.
right into the mama milk.
Wow. Stop into Subway and try the Big Mama melt.
I just threw up in my mouth.
Or is that like is that more of an Arby's thing? A Mama melt?
Yeah.
I imagine.
Yeah, it's
Yeah,
not-
it would be. Anything with a
Alright.
melt is more of an Arby's thing.
Yeah.
To
Yeah.
all of you here for actual Starfinder, we apologize.
Oh man, now I want DoorDash. Oh,
Sponsored by DoorDash.
yes.
just-
Who
do
can bring
you
us
just-
Arby's while we play our
Do you-
game?
Do you really? Are you craving for some Castrovellian delicacies when you're on the archipelago? Just call DoorDash. They'll deliver.
Through the
Have you run out
drift.
of Have you run out of black milk? They can run to the store for you too.
The Eoxian store.
Do you
Mm-mm.
yearn for that?
Black milk.
Yeah, those spider egg infused. Oh god.
Oh.
You feel those.
I imagine
Oh,
it's
black
like
milk is
boba.
so
I imagine
bad.
It's like boba.
If you can.
Whole spider's
Oh,
eggs.
it's undead boba.
You can taste the sodium infused salty flavor of spider eggs bursting in your mouth with every
I'm getting
swallow.
full body shivers. Let's move on.
All right. So, Further from the center of Corona, a good distance behind Cryogenerics, is a region of the industrial district that is much less traveled. In fact, you suspect that there are no visitors to Corona that ever come this direction. Stained, dilapidated buildings crowd each block. The streets relatively unclean, and the walkways are not maintained. This is where people come to work, and that's it. They go to work and they forget about this place as soon as the clock is punched. As you advance further down these trash-ridden streets, the smoke and chemicals in the air start to get to you. Kind of stings the eyes and burns the nose a bit. Various vermin and pests seem to be accustomed to this environment. They are scuttling around the road and into junk heaps and in between buildings. You start to see landmarks from your comm unit's map. You start to see like Slick's vehicle repair, which you knew to be very close. And across the brass street is a kiosk that seems to be advertising something called Sun Meat, with an exclamation mark included in the title.
Not sketchy at all.
Though there is nobody currently operating this food dispensary.
Thank God.
Beside that kiosk is Rhonda's Hair and Scale, a somewhat out-of-place looking grooming salon for apparently everybody who seems some sort of styling work or product. Just beyond these is a bunker that has the words "The Meltdown" written in block letters. The paint is peeling from the sign surface. The building is just over 20 feet tall, with a large outcropping to the northeastern side that bulges out from the main structure. The outcropping hangs about 10 feet from the ground beneath it, and raises an additional 5 feet up from the rest of the bunker's roof. So yeah, you are in the neighborhood of the Meltdown.
Is there an obvious entrance?
At the entrance, from a distance, you do see a massive 20-foot wide set of doors that are nearly as tall as they are wide. Sounds like we're just ready to move on to the map, so let me congregate everybody, and we will
Move us forcibly onto this new map. What if we don't want to go to the new map, Seth?
I mean, consent's a big deal for me, so I mean, if you really don't want to.
No.
We
Definitely,
do.
let's go to the map. I joke.
You have my enthusiastic consent to move us to the map.
Same. I consent to being moved.
All right.
Did you just spit us at the
Yeah, I
map?
spit you at the map. So, as you look for a smaller door, you see one to the east of the large door that kind of blends in with the rest of the wall, so it's a little difficult to spot initially. But you do see a smaller entrance, and there's a sign on it that says, "Meltdown Recycling. Trespassers will be shot." Above that is a sliding panel in the door that is positioned to reveal that the business is in fact closed. There's a comm unit and a card reader at the left side of the door, and the card reader is flashing red, seeming to indicate that it is offline, or at least past business hours.
Your checks to make sure his weapons are not super visible.
So, Ninden and Gur should probably wait outside. Kaylee can throw a disguised self and be one of the bloodshots. We might be able to take Mouse in and say that she was trying to like steal the data or something. We can pull the prisoner scheme, or what do we want to do here?
I say the two of us go in, since we've sort of done this sort of thing before. And the other three will just wait, I don't know, around this corner here in case things go sour. But I don't think anything will go sour.
Gur looks skeptical, but then after a moment of thought, kind of nods and goes to wait out of sight, but within earshot and running distance.
Don't worry, I have a panic button on my comm unit. It is well worn.
I'm sure that, like, you can't tell what it is anymore. You just know it's there because you've
I found it by touch while blindfolded, gagged,
Yeah.
being strangled.
muscle memory.
Jeez.
Because you know the
Uh,
logo's
well, and
been
it's
worn
fine.
off by use.
As long as you're within 140 feet of us, I can still send telepathic messages as well.
Well, that's no
That's
fun.
really long range.
Yeah.
Regardless, you are not around the corner of the door that I was planning on entering, gentlemen.
Oh, sorry.
Here,
Um,
this one,
there.
right here. Guys,
Yes.
fellas.
Yep. Nope. I see you, Mouse. Yep. I'm 5 feet away.
You really shouldn't. I'm gonna stealth.
and then she crouches down. Oh, but disappears into the shadows.
Whoever's watching the camera is just like face palming.
Yeah.
Where'd she
There's
go?
gotta be a camera somewhere.
No, we did this from a distance. We saw the thing from a distance, and they got her on the side. It's all good. It's all good. It's
Yeah,
all
you
good.
just looked at the mini map and you saw that you saw the camera's viewing arc and you walked
we
when
evaded
it wasn't
it.
looking at you.
Yeah,
Yep.
absolutely. All right, so I don't suppose Big I forget her name already. Tola?
Big Mama.
Tola, Mama, Bertha,
Tola.
Tola.
Oh,
Tola
Tola.
gave me a ID card, a swipey card.
Actually, she did have one.
Oh,
And
well that's
yeah.
easy. I draw it from my pack, and with a flourish, slide it across the card reader.
Okay. Can you do me a favor and make me a reflex save?
Why? It's a
You'll find out.
15.
Just do what I asked you to do, and,
It's a 15.
and I
It's
will...
15.
Yeah.
Your wish is my command.
Oh, but why do I have to roll a perception check? Well, in order to see the Tarask sneaking up behind you, dum-dum.
Everyone got a wish spell prepared.
Oh gosh.
No.
No stress.
It's a space Tarask, though.
Yeah, do Tarasks sneak though? Can they sneak?
It's a big Tarask with a space helmet, like a big bubble space helmet on his head.
Can the Tarask not sneak around? Is that too much Tarask?
Boo.
It is.
Oh.
I almost did a spit take.
Okay. Herald, please take 11 electricity damage.
Ow!
Immediately upon swiping the card, a jolt surges out from the card reader and electrocutes your arm. And you see that the card reader ceases flashing, but you hear a very quiet beep, beep, beep.
I don't know what that means. Is that gonna happen again if I swipe again?
Do I know what's going
Did
to
it
happen?
unlock the door?
I try the
Can I
door.
do a computer check to see if perhaps he has set off an alarm?
Yeah, actually, Mouse, go ahead and give me a perception check now that you are examining the door.
Perception.
Oof.
That's an 11.
You're not quite sure what's going on here.
I rolled
I'll try
like
to
a
figure it
2.
out with my perception.
Yeah, anybody who wants to examine the door more closely
It's a
can.
15, slightly.
Yeah, I'll roll mine. Hold on.
Big oofs all around.
18.
Oh my gosh. Y'all gotta roll higher than 5s and 8s here.
Right?
How
Ninja
about a
around the
19?
corner.
So, Ninda, while these guys are like trying to figure out what's going on here, you see a solitary cable that runs up the wall and appears to be feeding through a industrial battery that then feeds into the wall itself. So it appears that this is an intentional trap that was set up.
Somebody was expecting unwelcome visitors, it seems.
Is it one use or multiple uses?
That I couldn't tell you, Captain. Mouse, do you want to take a look?
Fine.
Engineering check?
Yeah.
Girl will
That's a
assist.
28.
Okay. So, oh yeah. So that makes it a 30.
There's your assist.
Yeah. So as the group approaches and figures this whole thing out. Mouse, when you look into it, you can see that you can actually just manually open the door because the trap doesn't seem to be
Oh my god.
attached to the card reader. No, the door was locked. Don't get me wrong,
Okay.
and it was locked pretty well. But you're better than the lock. You're better than the lock, so you
Well,
were able to open the
naturally.
door. So, yeah, she was able to get the door to just kind of slide open.
I should have done that first.
I don't blame you.
Is it safe to assume that since there was a trap on the door, we all
Yeah,
should
let's just
be
go in
together?
assuming they all know that we're here and intend to shoot first and ask questions never. Yeah?
Yeah, this happens sometimes.
You are
These things do
remarkably philosophical about these sorts of things, Captain.
Well, once it happens enough times, you sort of have to be.
Fair enough.
I
I
enter
love
the
that.
room.
Shall I take the or stay near the front?
Well, Harald entered the room.
Yeah, no, I'm more asking if Harald would like. Harald, Captain, would you like me to stay nearby?
Sure.
I'll get your 6. And
Okay.
Ninden has a pistol out,
That's weird.
just in case.
So as you enter here, the southern area of the junkyard seems to be relegated to restoration or breaking down. You see partially completed husks of various vehicle parts, computers, different appliances for larger structures, all standing by, waiting to be worked on. Let me see who's present. Mouse, you can observe it from where you are standing in the doorway there. Go ahead and give me an engineering check as you look over the parts in this little workshop area here.
With pleasure.
Oh, yeah.
That's a 27.
Finger assisted again? Or no, not necessary.
Unless you... It's not necessary, but also, at least where Gur is currently positioned on the map, outside of the meltdown and not near the door, he doesn't really have eyes on this stuff.
Yeah,
I
you
see
would
there's
need
a
to
delay then.
Oh, that's...
Because
yes,
I'm standing
he
next
cannot
to...
move himself, so, yeah.
That's right. I apologize.
No.
had
I
forgotten.
can move. It's just it's going slowly.
Gotcha.
Oh, got it. Okay. Understood.
I am next to Harald.
Wait, are
in,
you like...
in the mind.
Are you operating Roll20 from your telephone device?
Negative, sir.
You moved back to the computer.
Yeah, the internet has returned. It's just poor. To be fair, I'm rather far from the router. I'm going to try moving here, but that is neither here nor there.
Yeah. So yeah, both of you looking at some of the components here, you see that this is actually really good scrap. There's a targeting computer that you could probably repair with a few hours of work. You see lots of you see some Starship components. You suspect that the ones that are at least currently here could fetch you somewhere in the neighborhood of 800 credits if you were to sell them.
Toyland, Toyland.
Yeah, this is
Honestly, though, Gur's just grabbing shit.
y'all are in your element in this particular moment.
Gur's not even grabbing like the stuff you mentioned. He's just grabbing like random odds and ends to like stuff it back into his pockets.
Sure.
Well, hold on there. Let's not steal from them until they're mean to us.
That's a good point. And just
So in a
go
couple of
take-
minutes.
things from people. Generally, our MO is we take things from either people who are dead or people who tried to make us dead. So,
Gur
This is a sketchy thing that adventurers do.
Gur will make a show of putting back stuff, but he doesn't put back like the most expensive / precious things that he found.
Harald doesn't
say
notice.
800 credits worth or so.
Roughly, give or take.
All right.
Harald will move through the room, sort of trying to see whether there's any hint of anyone else here.
Not currently. So here in the junkyard proper, you find barrels, broken vehicles, Starship components, various other kinds of junk, just stacked into 3 major piles in the junkyard. To the northwest, there is a massive open pit foundry, which looks like it could fit a truck if it needed to. To the northeast is a raised office complex that overlooks the work floor. A rusted ladder leads up 10 feet to a balcony with an unmarked door, which is what you are seeing here. Gur and Mouse, if you would like to ascertain some details about this foundry, go ahead
Heck
and
yeah.
hit me with an engineering check. Not a very difficult one.
Oh, well, I only got a 14.
And I
Mouse
got
doesn't know quite as much about this realm.
Yeah, I really am more
wait.
of a computer nerd.
Wait, +1 insight bonus from bypass?
I believe that's
That's-
already applied.
Oh, it's already applied. Okay, got it.
Yeah.
So, Gur, you're able to recognize that this foundry is solar powered. One of this design probably collects energy for roughly 24 hours or so, and after some warm up time, can operate for 4 hours. This type of foundry not only melts things down, it has the ability to separate materials via nanotechnology and magnetic fields to extract them into sheets or ingots of different molecular and atomic compositions. Have you ever played Dead Space?
Yes.
Wait,
Yep.
no, I'm not thinking Dead Space. Shoot, what was it? No, it was the new Prey.
No,
the new,
I'm not.
I played the new Prey.
You could collect stuff. Not the old Prey with Tommy, but the new
Played the new
one
one.
with Alex.
Put in a recycler.
Yeah, the recycler. You basically just take materials
Turn
and
it
throw it
into
in the
XP.
recycler, and it will give you cubes of things. Like it'll be like, oh, you put in this computer, it'll give you a cube of plastic, a cube of metal, etc. That's basically what this thing does. It'll separate all the different components and just spit them out as pure material. I think Kaylin and Herald would probably be able to make a culture check at this point, understanding this information.
Right, yes.
Sure.
22.
24.
Always got to one up me.
Yep. Has to be done.
Yeah, she has to do it. So
2 up me in this case.
it's pretty easy for you to determine that such a device would allow someone to dispose of just about any kind of evidence.
Anything or
Yeah.
anyone.
It's useful to have.
Are there any cubes of organic material?
Oh God. Oh, I know some details about the sun meat stand
Oh no!
that I previously didn't think about. Anyway,
A little bit of Sweeney Todd there.
Pies.
So it's while y'all are
Have a little mystic.
while
I
y'all
got it.
are considering this. Oh my gosh. See, I thought I was all set last week. Apparently, I wasn't. Y'all, I'm just the worst, y'all.
You're
No,
not
we're the
worst.
worst.
Nah.
Players
You're
are the
Seth.
worst.
Yeah, we're the worst.
I didn't even set up a token for it. My gosh.
So
How dumb.
Blaspheme.
ill-prepared.
So dumb, so dumb.
Yeah. I could do that really fast, or I could just whatever. Well, whatever it, because for the podcast at least, the token.
We're doing it live.
Yeah, they'll never know.
Heck, do it
Doing it
live. Fix it in
So-
post.
So we'll use this token, even though it's a little weird to use this one. We'll use the robot arm token. What you do see kind of pop out from this rebel is this fellow.
Oh, what a handsome
Oh
gentleman.
my goodness, that's so cool.
It's cute.
Wow.
Yeah,
I think it's called the Velociraptor. Ah!
the Velociraptor. So this thing
It's
kind
got
of,
my leg.
hops out from behind some rubbish in the northeastern corner of the room, and pads its way down to the floor, pausing about 10 feet away from Herald, where it just kind of tilts its head from the left and to the right and chirps a couple times. Are you in the shape
Aw.
of Big Tola?
Of course I
both
am.
disguised?
And I will, in my best impersonation of her voice, say, Down, boy.
Kaylin
um,
is also disguised as a bloodshot.
right. Um, so I think only one of you has life science, right? Just Mouse.
Yep, just me.
Do you wanna hit me with a life science check?
Heck yeah.
Mouse whispers some tips.
Oh no!
Oh no, that's a 9.
Rolling a 2 on the dice. Mouse has never seen this thing before. She doesn't know what it is. Like it looks like it's a
Mouse
sword,
didn't really go through a dinosaur phase.
right?
Can I see it from where I am?
Can I do
You can probably
untrained?
see it between some pieces of junk.
Let's give it a shot. Oh, hey,
Oh, you have life science?
Ooh.
I do.
You have
Gur is
one
smarter than he
rank?
looks.
You have 1 rank in life science.
Yeah, and I rolled a
And-
13, so eat it.
And a +1 to intelligence.
Oh,
Yeah.
Oh
baby.
yeah.
You're not really able to determine exactly what it is either. You know that it's a sauroid, a sauropod of some sort. From the coloration, you think it might be from Akaton.
That's cool. But all I really want to know is he a good boy?
That's up to you.
Oh,
to try
you know what?
and-
I have survival. I should have rolled that.
I was
Okay.
going to say Ninden would also like to, if the opportunity presents itself, roll survival. Pull a little snack out of his pocket because
Oh,
you know
sure.
he's always packing.
Yeah, I feel
So,
like Big Tolo would have a bonus, but Harald doesn't have shit for survival.
Also,
Mm.
I'm not really sure.
I-
So when a astrozoan changes shape, do they change scent?
I imagine it's all part of the disguise, so you just have to make the disguise roll, and maybe you don't have as big a bonus.
Yeah.
Yeah, in fact, specifically, I think change shape says +10 to like visual disguises, so I'd probably just make a
Right.
disguise roll without the +10.
Sure. Either way, if you'd like to try to do that, also Ninden, if you'd like to try to befriend this creature with a survival check, go straight. Go right
Oh,
ahead.
I would so love to do that. Gur, would you like to help?
Absolutely, Gur's gonna help.
All right, let's see if Gur helps. Gur is
Another
so
15.
helpful.
Oh my gosh.
Here we go. Oh, and I got a 15.
So that makes it a
so
17.
that's a total of 17. Yes, that's 3 15s in a row. No big deal.
Yeah, that's weird. We've got some sort of planar magic infiltrating our game here.
Yeah, well, so
So
to be fair, it was a 13 on the die, a 8 on the die, and then an 11 on the die. It just all happened to add up to 15.
Yeah, the plot.
Yeah.
Everything. It's aligning. Everything's aligning.
Yeah, that's
Um,
why it's magic.
So
So-
this strange orangish yellowish dinosaur-looking creature with a mouth that splits horizontally rather than vertically. Kind of like regards all of you and appears mostly cautious. It doesn't appear like it's going to attack, but it's not comfortable. That's the sounds it's making. But it doesn't seem entirely comfortable with approaching either.
Good, that's fine.
Ninden
Aw.
is going to have a lot of
What a
patience.
good little dinosaur. Who's a good dinosaur? 22 survival.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Well,
Wow.
so you're not
That kinda
trained on
seems-
survival, right? Can you do that untrained?
You can do
Yeah,
survival and
You
train.
can do survival and train.
Oh, nice.
Just kind of hops around, hops a little bit closer, just kind of regarding Kaylin curiously, because again, she used what spell did you use?
Disguise self.
Disguise self. You know, it's one of those situations where it's like you don't smell quite right, so it's weird because you look
Mhm.
like one of the things, but you don't smell quite correct.
Right.
Well, I bet
It-
Ninden smells like a Vesk at the very least.
Well, yeah, but do you smell like a Vesk that it recognizes? Who knows?
Okay, all right, yeah. It was a reach.
Right. It is about at this point, however, where the door above you opens up, and a a Keshti woman steps out. She is holding a pistol of some variety, and let's see, what exactly was her loadout? I can tell you exactly what she's holding, because y'all would probably recognize it. She has a Thunderstrike sonic pistol and a tactical dueling sword as she leaves the room. And she regards who she can see, who appears to be Big Tola, and appears to be one of her children. And she goes, I see you're not set on killing all of my family. As she looks over at the little creature.
Thrall considers for a moment and decides to drop the disguise.
She looks over at the creature and says, "Enough, Kato. Good boy." And then you watch as the dinosaur hops back up onto this trash heap and promptly disappears behind a piece of maybe a dishwasher or something. It just kind of hops away.
We didn't exactly want to kill any of your family, but, well, you did attack us.
Let me show you this individual.
Cool.
She appears to be considerably older than the bloodshots that you have been encountering so far. You can see her eyes have caked blood around them. It appears that she is used to using her natural ability to shoot blood, and perhaps at this point that gland doesn't keep the blood in at all times anymore. So she kind of has
Ew.
something of a stain there. At the mention that you were attacked, she huffs. She goes, "Okay, if you consider that an attack, we were just there to take some stuff. Got paid to take things. That's it."
With, a lot of guns.
With extreme prejudice.
Look,
Oh, yeah,
I understand.
the stun weaponry.
Regardless. Look, I'm sympathetic to just having a job to do. We just want to know who hired you and where the data is.
You never know who's willing to kill for what in this business. I just didn't assume that some rocks and some data would drive someone to kill, she says, just kind of smirking to herself. Seems like she kind of understands what's happening to some extent. You don't know who could have reported what was going on or how. Maybe even Vadak himself has some sort of means. But she seems to understand that things have gone horribly south. And from her posture, it's pretty easy to tell that she's not... she doesn't want to fight. She knows that this whole group here is present, and she knows she doesn't stand a chance. So she's just holding onto her weapons just in case you do decide to attack her. Her demeanor is not one that's ready to get revenge or anything like that. So you want to know, let's see, who hired. So she says, well, the DCI does have some good scrap. Also, Jalu-san, she's the one who paid us to do it, honestly. I don't have any interest in the data myself, but the amount that she was offering. Oh,
sorry, you can finish your little.
With the amount she was offering to pay, I thought maybe we'd be able to hang up the towel on this work and leave the sun finally. Seems like a few of my kids won't see that opportunity now.
But the credit
It is. Oh.
No, you can go for it.
It's a dangerous business that you find yourself in, and I am sorry that people that you consider family are dead. But we were defending ourselves from people that we perceived to be villains, people that were taking things from our employers. So we too were doing a job.
She shrugs. We were always prepared for the inevitable. I just didn't think that stealing some data and some rocks would be what ended up getting them killed.
Who's
Well,
this
then
contact?
perhaps this is bigger than something you initially thought.
Who is this
She kinda-
contact you mentioned?
She kind of raises her eyebrow at Gur. Like, it seems like Gur has more information apparently than she's aware of. But the question from Herald, she looks at him and says, "Jalusan, she's the leader of the Brass Dragons. She's been causing some trouble recently.
We're aware
She
of
hired
their...
us to.
Go for it.
She initially wanted to hire us for a little less, but she thinks for a moment and she goes, "My children, they're getting older. They're about at the age where they need to find a mate, and it's dangerous here on the sun. I wanted to move back to Akaton, or Castrovel maybe, and start a legitimate business, and I did some probing on the Brass Dragons, and I knew that they were up to something because of their recent business in Asana Town, which I understand you were also involved in. And I decided to use what I was able to find out about them to milk them for a little bit more money. After completing this job and maybe selling the Meltdown, we would have been able to afford a ship and move off this place, but now I'm not so sure."
Did their money not come through?
It did, but now with the less children, I don't know. I don't know what the plan is. I'll have to talk to them.
Well, if there's any way we can help you get off the rock, let us know.
We do have a ship. We could take you to Acton, especially if you're willing to help us track down these Brass Dragons.
Gerald nods.
I'll consider it. But she kind of, her head gestures out towards somewhere else in the Corona. She goes, "They're holed up in a place called the EOS Athletics Club. I don't have any kind of allegiance to them whatsoever. In fact, I moved here. This was initially supposed to be a home of mine. But plans changed shortly after I got here, and this is the business I found myself in. And even though it might seem to you like my children and I are a bunch of thieves, I assure you that this is the only opportunity that presented itself that allowed us to survive. I have no allegiance with the Brass Dragons, and I think it might be in your best interests and for the interests of everyone at the archipelago if you were to, I don't know, maybe take them out of commission and make it so they can't hurt anyone anymore."
Well, that's excellent because that's pretty much the path we seem to be on.
The adventure path that you're on?
We look at the camera.
And the railroad tracks.
Rude.
Hey, I'm not railroading.
Yeah, we didn't know
No,
even
it's
have...
a joke. It's a joke.
It's the nature of adventure paths.
So I take it that you already sent the data over and you don't have a copy?
She shakes her head. "I didn't touch the data. I didn't even ask what the data was. The more that I keep uninvolved in that, the less at risk my children are, normally. The data is with they have a technomancer. Her name's Cheryl. She stopped by Cryogenerics and picked up the data and should be back at the athletics club at this point."
Well, that reminds me. The Technomancer that was at our, in DCI, he's with you? He's not with the Brass Dragons? He's one of your children?
Yeah, that's my son, Vadak.
Alright, I think we should be able to release him to you.
So he is alive. That's good.
We kept alive as many as we could.
Mouth shifts uncomfortably.
Yeah, anytime the topic kind of switches over to her children, she definitely, and not surprisingly, her lower eyelids kind of wince upward a little bit. It's not a happy occasion for her.
Yeah.
So.
Do you know anything else about them, about this contact? Do you have a picture of her, perchance?
It seems like she's not important enough of a character to get any art in the book, unfortunately.
Well, you could give us a picture in character and not on the on the screen.
Are you friends with her on Facebook? Can we see her profile, please?
Can we be friends of friends?
She's able to send you some information on some of the brass dragons. She sends you a picture of Zhao-san and Cheryl and other notable individuals, and she goes, "Yep, this is the organization." And there's an elevator that they use to get down to the actual facility. I don't know what you know about the athletics club, but it hasn't really changed much since the incident a few years back, 10 years ago. I think it's been that long at this point.
What incident?
Kind of shakes her head.
The flare that destroyed the building. We covered it at the beginning of the episode.
Oh, I'm sorry. I was still passed out.
Yeah, he was still unconscious. Character was still unconscious.
Got it.
He's not operating with meta knowledge. She goes, "There's an elevator that will take you down to the basement level. That's where most of the business is conducted. And there's a code. The code is 62621.
Much obliged.
62621. That's the password to my briefcase.
That's not a terrible password.
It could be worse.
Could be worse.
It could be a lot worse. It could be a lot worse."
Anyone else have any questions?
Nope.
All right.
Hey, what was that little Veloso thing? Just for my own edification.
Oh. Kato, he's a Akatonian Nashma. Just a pet I brought over from home.
It's a beautiful
Very
creature.
cute.
Thank you. She kind of eyes the door and says, "Well, do we have any
Serendipity
additional
chimes in.
Oh.
Would you like me to add a video about Akatonian Nimishmas to
Nashma.
your Nashmas to your to view list, Mouskalini?
Not now. Not now, Serendipity.
And Mouse makes sort of like a cutting motion across your throat, like
Let's not.
Yeah, she pulls up a video and it's like a baby Akatonian Nashma, and it's got like a little ukulele, like ding 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 ding. It's one of those videos.
I know the videos. It's running across a grassy
Yes.
field.
Yes.
Or a rock
In a pack of
strewn
puppies.
landscape. In the case of Akaton.
You won't believe how cute this baby Akatonian Nashma is. Top 10.
Are there videos of them
Nashma videos.
sneezing?
I'm sorry?
Are there videos of them sneezing? Because that's the cutest thing. Or having the hiccups.
How does a sneeze even work when your mouth opens the wrong way?
It just kind of like,
Hey,
but it's still adorable for some reason.
that's the right way for them. Okay.
Anywho,
Yeah,
sorry.
Yeah, it seems like there's no there's no additional business to conduct, so she just kind of at this point the sword she had up over her shoulder, she lets it kind of, or that arm, fall down to her side, and she says, "Please just let the rest of my children come home."
That's the plan. We'll get out of your hair. Let us know if we can help get you to Akaton. You have my number.
To be honest with you, I don't think we'll be speaking again.
All right. And I guess we leave.
Okay. If there's no additional business to conduct, and if nobody wants to suddenly turn into a murder hobo and kill this lady, then everything's
Funny,
fine.
funny you should mention that.
No,
No.
Gur. No.
No.
I thought Gur would maybe connect with her on some level. Just because
Gur
it's
Gur has been quiet the entire time, and as they leave, he says,
Mom.
"Well, now I just feel like hot garbage."
Trying to do right by her kids.
Congratulations.
I suppose we could replace all of our weapons with non-lethal weapons.
Ninden holds up his fists.
do the signal of screams approach where we spent most of the campaign with non-lethal weapons.
Yeah,
Well, you really
it
only
worked
need
pretty
them
well.
for the first
Never had to
book.
worry about it.
Yeah, that's what happens when your envoy is a goody-goody two-shoes. I guess.
Hmm.
All right. So, yeah, you leave the meltdown, and all signs point to the EOS Athletics Club in terms of where the data is, which the DCI has informed you they will pay you as much as they can to retrieve that data.
As much as they can. This is gonna be like that first D&D game I ran with, like, save our unicorn. We'll give you treasure. We promise.
No,
Don't kill unicorns, guys. Don't
I'll have
try.
to-
It's a bad plan.
I'll have to double check because it's on the previous episode notes, but I think I think the total will be somewhere around the 2,000 credit range. So like, there's an award for it. So
All right.
that's not a small amount of money.
No, that's
Outside
pretty
of the meltdown, maybe a block away, Herald will turn to the team. So do people need to rest? And
I could use a little pick me up.
Gur just kind of lets out a huge yawn and says, "Yeah, I could sleep."
all right, why don't we go to the athletics facility tomorrow? And we'll head to DCI.
Ninden remains quiet about the fact that he's been comatose the past 12 hours.
Yeah, he's gotten plenty of sleep.
Well, it's probably
I mean-
mid-afternoon. We could probably, do a 6-hour nap and then go in the middle of the night and really mess things up.
Oh, I don't want to
Yeah,
mess up
when
my
it's all- when
sleep
it's dark.
schedule.
That could be fun. I have dark vision.
No,
Oh,
it's not.
anyway.
It's you're on the sun.
Ah,
Yeah,
I keep
they're-
forgetting that.
Oh.
You're on the sun, bro.
Actually, we're sort of in the sun.
Yeah, you're in the sun. It's even more, it's even more a thing. It's you're in the sun. You're not on it. You're inside of it.
Yeah, so how about we go take a nap and then we go tomorrow.
So the group goes back to the DCI, and of course Nib and a couple of her colleagues are excited to see you return and want to know if you have the data.
Nope. Sorry, guys. Gonna have to be disappointed.
We've got a lead, but we've negotiated in order to get the information that we needed. We had to negotiate the release of the prisoners that we took on the attack on DCI.
Oh, well, okay. I mean, they're just with the security guard. You just speak with them, and they'll release them.
I speak with them.
Okay. Yeah, we'll handle that off camera. I mean, so ultimately, you spared Vadok and Sevash, and I want to say like maybe 2 of the non named.
Yeah, there were a lot of throats ripped
Yeah.
out.
I saved all of the ones I could.
Yeah.
It's a standard action to stabilize, guys.
So I want to say that the Akeshti, the Bloodshot Brood, has been reduced by roughly half its former size.
They're
Oof.
gonna need therapy wherever they go off the sun.
Oh, for sure. But yeah, there's some cursing from Sevash in particular, and the others are they're very angry. They don't understand why things went so poorly for them. Vadak, however, does not say anything. He just, with a very cool and not like cool like sunglasses cool, but in terms of temperature cool, just kind of watches through the entire process of revealing that they are being released and the process of actually leaving the facility.
I guess I want to do a sense motive to see how likely all of them are to seek vengeance against us.
Sure, I mean, go ahead.
Oh, I roll like hot garbage, so I'm suspicious of no one.
Here, I can.
You're probably suspicious that they might try to catch you while you're sleeping.
No, Harald's a
Wow.
softie. He assumes the best.
Even when he
Kaylin cred her
fails?
sense motive.
Oh yeah. So
For a
Kaylin-
30.
Yeah,
For
Kaylin
30.
gets a natural 20, basically ending up with a 30 as a result of the skill check. No, this is a group that is battered and beaten. They know how a fight would turn out if they tried to fight you again, and they're just interested in going home and mourning the loss of their brothers and sisters. And
Yeah.
now that the situation is fully understood, they thought that this was going to be their last job, and for some of them, it was their last job ever. So that is the situation that they are currently in. You don't think that there's going to be a retaliation?
They were one
Just
day away
stop.
from retirement.
Guilt.
Gosh,
Guilt.
Yeah,
dang it.
just
We're
dig
monsters.
that dagger in.
Fine. We'll buy all non-lethal weapons. Is that what you want?
No, it's not. I don't care what you do.
I know. Is that what you want, world?
Just murdered people.
PCs are monsters.
Tell you what,
Horrible.
when I eventually buy a shield, I'll put the merciful fusion on it. It'll be fine.
It doesn't have to be a shield with merciful, right? It can be any weapon.
Oh yeah, no, but I don't weapon. So
You had a gun.
okay, I have a gun, but that's not my main mode. That's not what I kill people with.
I want to see like a situation where like they're all at like a pool party. And like Harold's standing behind the picnic table, and he sees Ninden running around the pool. And Harold's like, "Ninden, what do you have? A gun? No!"
Oh, good meme quote
Bravo.
there. That was good.
Bravo, well done, sir.
It's also
just-
like
I
one of my- That's a great line.
Heck, your line right before it said that though. Like, I don't like you don't kill people with a gun. That was perfect too.
No, I don't. I just it's the fists.
On a mechanical
At
level,
least
though,
it's not my teeth.
can't you channel your
Right?
entropic strike through the stun baton and get the non-lethal property from it?
That's true. Do we have a stun baton?
We could have one if you lost credits.
If I spend money on it, yeah.
Yeah, we'll do that. We can do that
Um,
between episodes.
Off screen.
Yeah.
Off
Yeah.
Off screen.
Yeah.
Um,
We'll do
All
shopping later.
So, is there anything that you would like to, any kind of scenes I can grant you? Any role play scenarios you would like to cover before we move on?
I'm good.
Ninden invites Kaylin over for another cheeseburger.
Of course.
Oh yes. We make a stack of cheeseburgers for dinner.
There are rifts developing within the team. There's like sub teams now. So like we've got Gurdin, we've got Gur Mouse. We now have the cheeseburger squad.
Because magic is
Very
takes a lot of
appropriately
calories,
as
man.
Nailin.
Oh boy. Oh boy.
We're nailing those cheeseburgers.
Oh boy. You're making it worse, sir.
No.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to veto that. Like I don't like to veto a whole lot. It's a power that I'd like to reserve for only the most extreme circumstances, but I think it's warranted in this case.
Yeah, that's fair.
The last cheeseburger sprouts tentacles.
No!
You have to say your size category.
I am the cheeseburger plus the table, then.
It's a medium-sized. No, it's a medium-sized cheeseburger. Just to help you understand the situation.
Oh god.
God.
Yeah, they're very hungry.
Room room for a moment. It's like, oh, I must have left the
And then Benny Hill
the
music
food
is the
creator
giant-
on. Oh.
It just started making a massive cheeseburger. Just like when left to its own devices, it's just this huge pile of food coming out.
It's like a coffee machine. As
Yeah.
long as you hold the button, the cheeseburger gets bigger and bigger.
Oh no.
I love it. All right, so I'm gonna take that as a no. Nobody has anything
No,
that they want
that's
to
a
do.
no. That's
Yeah, no,
I
I'm
will just I will mention Gur definitely is not really present. He's
So
if
I
anyone
meant,
goes
so
look
we do
for
our
him, he's probably
cheeseburgers, and we rest up, and then
hanging out
we
in
head
the
to
Hey,
the
there's-
gym.
Do you not hear Leaf talking?
No, I don't.
Oh!
yeah,
That would explain
Wow.
it. You were talking over
Jeez.
Leaf hardcore.
savage.
What
That's
is happening?
weird.
Why do you not
Can you hear him now?
Mm.
So,
No,
anyways,
I'm showing that he's muted.
hello. I am
I
not
can hear
muted.
He's
him.
muted on mine.
Yeah, you might have muted him because you guys were in the same room for a while, but
I mean, I've been
you've been
Talking.
talking.
Uh-huh.
Live show, people. Live show.
We don't.
Oh, well, that would have to.
We don't have to.
All right, Leaf,
Anyway,
say something.
okay. So let her know I'm done talking.
Leaf has now
now,
talked.
now I can hear Leaf. Okay.
Okay.
Sorry.
Okay,
Okay.
fantastic.
That was
What is
awesome.
So
what is
anyways-
Gur doing?
Long story short, Gur is just hiding, probably taking a shower with his clothes on and drinking a bottle of whiskey.
Wow.
Herald
Herald
will-
hard, did it?
Herald will detect stress in one of his team members and stop by Gur's room.
Everybody hurts.
You guys are sharing a room.
Yeah.
So
the,
that
the boys' room and the girls' room, right?
Yeah, and then the kitchen.
Mm-hmm.
Gur, would you like to talk about something?
No.
Should you talk about something?
you hear from across the room. Yes, probably.
What
be
a good
frank.
friend.
He looks really conflicted right now, but he just kind of screws up his face and says, "No, just give me some space. I need some space right now."
I can do that, Gur. But know that I've been leading teams for a long time, and I am well accustomed to adopting the role of the receiver of of verbal frustrations.
Why am I not surprised?
I'm always here to listen.
Well, maybe some other time then.
Of course.
And Gur will just kind of get somewhere where he can in this tiny apartment.
It's
That's
very
away from
tiny
people.
place. It's
Just like in
very
a
tiny
corner or
place.
something, and he just continues finishing that bottle.
Mouse.
He's not gonna bring the bottle to the kitchen
Nope.
and have cheeseburger.
Meanwhile, Serendipity comes with a built-in therapist option. So
Oh, yeah.
Mouse is sitting in the bedroom, hugging a pillow, crying, and sort of like blubbering out various things. And Serendipity will ask from time to time, "And how does that make you feel?"
So I didn't just based on how Mouse tends to comport herself, I didn't know quite how she would react to the situation.
Oh,
Is she
she's
actually- is she
excellent at
objective?
internalizing things until everybody leaves and then falling
Oh,
apart.
Sure.
How do you think she was so successful in academics?
Is this I know that it's the case with girls.
Ouch.
Is this another mommy and daddy issue party? I guess it's a party full of mommy and daddy issues, with the exception of Herald, obviously, because Herald doesn't probably even know who his parents are.
I don't
That is a
know,
mommy
does-
daddy issue in and of itself.
That's
sir.
true. That is true.
It is. What about Ninden? I guess Ninden's got a normal
He's
family.
got a normal family. He is the
Yeah,
most normal character.
He's
I
the
don't
most
know, I think-
normal, well-adjusted freak of us all.
Yeah, Caitlin's got this. My dad might be trying to kill me thing going on.
Hey, listen,
Is-
I'm really sorry that my character is normal and has normal emotions sometimes.
Well, hold
So
on
well
though, because
adjusted.
isn't Ninden searching to get his honor back though? Isn't he just like our Zuko?
No.
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 No. He's
He-
he's more just motivated by Tendon's success as like a priest of Saren Ray and all that good
I
stuff.
mean,
He's
his issue
tagging
isn't
along.
isn't like parent related. His issue is like, why am I a good guy now? I guess blessed question mark with the power of entropy. That's
Yeah.
that's a
Why
weird thing for a good guy to have, right?
why did this happen?
Mm-hmm. So
What am I
How
supposed to
could
do with it
this
now? That's so it's
happen to
it's
me?
decidedly not a parent issue.
right. Okay.
He's got middle child issues. He doesn't think he's good enough.
So
There you go.
people
That's yes.
the characters adjust to this all around crappy situation where their employer was attacked and it was carried out by a desperate group of lizard people just trying to make it in the big city, apparently.
Monsters. We're monsters.
Well, I mean, they were doing crimes, but oh, never mind. The particular verbiage I was about to go into relates a little too close to like real life stuff, so I'm gonna go ahead and avoid
Mhm.
that.
Let's just tiptoe.
So-
Let's
Yeah,
just tiptoe
yeah.
around that and
Let's
stay
tiptoe
in
around that.
Starfinder.
Yeah. So the next day, I assume y'all are going to go over to the EOS Athletics Club, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
Know it. Let's crack some skulls.
Okie doke.
Wait, no.
Gur does not have his hand cannon with him. You guys might notice that.
Ooh.
Ooh.
Okay.
Gur, why don't
But
you
these
have
guys are bad people.
Gur, why don't you have your hand cannon
Well-
with you?
I mean, the brass dragons are mercs. It doesn't necessarily make them bad people, but there's definitely something sketch going on.
I just don't feel like I need it.
Fair enough. So we've got your back.
He still has his grenade launcher, though.
No, he has none of it. Only his non-lethal grenades.
Wow. Intriguing. All right.
Ooh.
So, if we are just skipping merrily along to...
La, 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 la.
I don't know if there's anything merry about it.
No, actually there isn't. I will happily provide more details. So when you return to Corona, you go to a very different portion of it to reach the EOS Athletic Club. The neighborhood that this club resides in is at the very edge of the dome, like towards the precipice, where you can overlook the sun itself. As you approach the neighborhood, there's an air of abandonment. It looks like only serviceable repairs to the infrastructure have been done, but maybe not surprisingly, many of the buildings remain in a charred and broken state. It's possible that the memory and the evidence of this freak solar flare incident are enough to keep any interest in the area minimal, making investing in these properties a tough sell.
The
As a
real
result-
estate values are just in the toilet.
Right, and even as low as they are, still people don't see value in trying to make it work yet. Anyway, someone's gonna come around sometime, like way in the future, and be like, "Oh, we're gonna sell these cute storage container size houses here in this historic district."
Yes, the hand of
So-
gentrification will fall upon it eventually.
It's
But,
Detroit.
as a result of this situation, you do see those that you might describe as vagrants watching out from half-destroyed apartment buildings, curious to know why you might be traversing these streets. A group of what appear to be well-equipped mercenaries or adventurers, perhaps ones that they're not used to seeing in the area. Towards the center of this damage, you see a streak of charification and ruined buildings that give the appearance of a wound left by like a giant flaming sword, as if it just rent its way directly through the neighborhood. And standing at the very end of this stroke is the athletics club itself, or what your map purports to be the athletics club. It is nestled between two apartment complexes that are more than halfway collapsed at this point. It is a squat building that has its front door and wall caved in. Signs indicate that the building is dangerous and to keep clear, indicating that anybody caught trespassing will be reported to the authorities.
We are the authorities.
Or we're about to be.
We trespass. So yeah, Mama told us about the elevator, right? Did she tell us roughly where it is or how to get there?
She indicated it was inside the athletics club, towards the back.
We looked for a back entrance.
Mm-hmm. As you kind of case the building, you do see that there appears to be a loading dock, but the door from the outside appears wrecked. And any attempt made from Gur and Mouse to try and get it open is unfortunately not successful. It appears that this door might just be ruined.
All right, front door it
Ninden,
is.
can you just smash through it? Maybe?
Let's see. Gur, do you want to give me a hand?
Yeah, let's give it the good old 1, 2, 3.
All right. Strength check. Oh, it's a 12.
Oh, it's 7.
Okay, let's look for another door.
So you pound noisily on the outside of the enemy facility.
Excuse me. We pound quietly.
Yeah, I'm sorry. Yeah, with a strength check like that, it's not that loud, I guess.
I would actually imagine that it was probably somewhere along the lines of us taking the pry bar Gur has, putting it into like the doorway and trying to pry it open. So it might be a little noisy, but not as noisy as like banging on it.
Regardless, we fail.
Indeed.
As in our own particular idiom with these strength checks to break down doors. We're not a very strong duo.
Which is funny because you actually are, but
Yeah, but the numbers aren't there.
Hasn't worked out that way.
Yeah.
Not enough dice on the table.
Not enough dice on the table.
Wait until I get power armor.
So I will
Go to the
ahead
front
and
door.
bring us over to the front of the athletics club. I would enjoy it if I could get perception checks from the entire crew.
Oh.
All right.
The entire crew.
Oh.
That can't
Mouse
be good.
rolled an 18.
Ninden got a 12.
15.
Kaylin got a 28.
Oh, you go, Mystic.
Wisdom class.
Wisdom based.
Mystic didn't
I
miss
missed that perception.
it.
Okay.
It is pretty heck and sweet.
Mm-hmm.
So the eastern side of this building is raised up towards the back in a dome-like configuration. Parts of it are broken through, and it looks misshapen from the incident, but it retains enough of its integrity to remain standing. Who is going to the door first?
Ninden.
Okay. Let us indicate that thusly on the map.
I have made it so. As I have said, so it shall be. It is this door over here by D2, correct? D1, D2.
Correct. So,
Cool.
is the rest of the group hanging back, or are you going to follow up closely?
Mouse will be near the back, but wants other people in front of her. She's got her long arm out.
Okay.
Yeah, and Kaylin's
So-
kind of hanging back by near Mouse with her static arc pistol probably drawn.
Indeed.
Gerald is too eager.
So, as you approach
Surprising one.
the front room, there's an eerie quiet. Ninden, you hear a very brief scrape above you, and then there is a flash of what appears to be sort of like a reflective patina color almost as if only the glare from a glass surface manifested, without a mirror or other shiny surface to cause it to happen. But as soon as you see it, it strikes you.
Oh no.
Let's see. Dealing 12 slashing damage, and you are now grappled. I would like it if everybody could please roll initiative.
Heck
I
yeah.
would like some battle music.
Actually, what
Yeah.
I was
No,
going
you-
to say is,
You
I suspect that this fight might take some time, and we are approaching break time. So
We
I think
are.
Can we
it might
find the
be a
bathroom?
good idea to.
Sample the facilities.
Yes. Well, no. Find
Sorry
the
to keep
bathroom.
stepping on you.
We got to
Okay.
find the bathroom in real life.
let him
This is what
let
we
him
gotta do.
finish his phrase, his catchphrase. He's
I'm
trying it out.
sorry.
I'm trying it out, you guys. So yeah, it appears that some sort of assailant has attacked and grappled Ninden. What will happen?
Oh no!
What the
This is
heck?
the perfect. This is the
What the
perfect
heck?
time for
Find out next
bathroom break,
week.
actually.
No, not next week. Find out in like roughly 15 minutes.
Yeah, we're actually coming back after the break. It's okay.
Yeah, we will actually be
As
back
far as I
to
know.
you
Meals this
guys.
All right, so yeah, we will be right back. Hello, welcome back. We found the bathroom through excellent perception checks, including Kaylin's 28 on her perception. She was able to locate the bathroom effectively, very effectively.
For all of us.
But
Thorough
Yeah,
investigation.
She found all of our bathrooms simultaneously.
My
Yep, from across the country.
Through mystic senses.
But not the monster above Ninden's head.
Yes.
Well,
It
that
is
wasn't
much
what was
harder to
important.
find.
The bathrooms.
Terrifying.
The bathrooms.
So I forget what was happening when we went to break.
Oh yeah, I
monster
was
happened.
Ninden was being grappled
and
by an invisible
dealt.
monster.
Yeah,
Oh, you're right. I totally forgot.
I think you were
but boy, I
killing
got
us.
those sweet entropy points, or rather, I think I just got one because it's getting harder to get them as I get older. That was not an innuendo.
We need more cheeseburgers.
That's it.
Gotta get more cheeseburgers. Okay, so
And sun chips.
how this manifests for the rest of you. Ninden was able to see at the very last minute, like that glint with like kind of like a patina color hue to it, and you see him struck, and then you see his body kind of contort as though he is suddenly being grappled by something. Shortly after that, resting on top of the roof, you see something start to take shape.
Oh my god, it's so cool!
There is.
We are gonna be killed by the coolest thing ever.
Oh, I recognize that from Alien Archive 2.
But does the character recognize it? So what appears to be something between a dragon and a snake starts to emerge. You see. Let's see here.
Can I life science it?
Yeah. Go ahead and hit me with a. Well, actually, no. I don't think you can.
What?
Mysticism, actually, is what's required.
Fine.
Oh, but I can do.
Rude.
I can. Mysticism. 26.
Oh wait. I think Simon is correct. Give me just a moment.
I'm dying here. I cannot handle 2 tracks playing over each other.
I didn't realize that was happening. I'm sorry.
It just sounded sort of like a general mishmash.
Why did that happen?
Yeah, I hadn't even like comprehended that it was 2 tracks.
I thought it was weird. I was like, I don't remember those notes, but okay.
Yeah, I was dying.
That's right, Crow. It is complete and utter chaos in here.
But yeah.
No. Just welcome to Coachella non-standard action style, I guess.
Right.
He's doing a mix-up.
DJ Tates.
DJ Tates.
It accidentally starts playing 2 things at the same time. My bad. So.
Wow, this thing is massive.
Yeah. So, as it starts to reveal itself,
Okay.
Kaylin, you take a look. It's got this strange, like, gossamer glimmer on the roof, but then it starts to outline a shape that immediately reads as dangerous. A visceral sense of dread kind of grips you as what appears to be a large serpent, only partially visible, lays coiled atop the roof of the structure. You trace the deadly outline to its face, only to find its multifaceted head pointed directly at Ninden. So you have made a mysticism check. Oh yeah. So you identify this as a glass serpent. It is a creature that is known. Let's see. It's said that they're extremely dangerous ambush predators that can be found in the blasted wastelands of Eox, where it sits comfortably close to the top, if not on top of, the food chain. They're especially dangerous due to their ability to remain close to invisible even while attacking. And you know that it is immune to fire and radiation.
Scary as all heck.
Yes.
Don't use
convey
laser
this information,
weapons.
To my
Well,
team.
shoot.
Swords
So-
are okay.
You really want me to go up and stab it with a sword?
I sure as heck do, Mouse.
So that, now that we have that revealed, I can go ahead and put the token there. And we're arranged. Gur, it is your turn, standing there with your no weapons looking up at this thing. It appears to have, like, those fins at its side kind of operate like weapons, and you believe it could reach you at a fairly extreme distance.
Interesting. Well, can I reach it if I shift it up next to Ninden, since it's grappling him?
It's about 10 feet up where it is.
Right.
currently.
But he's grappled. Could I attack the bit that's grappling him?
Oh, yeah, go ahead. Yeah, do that.
Cool. Do I even have to move for that?
No, you can attack that from here.
Fantastic.
I wasn't
I'm just
thinking
gonna
about
go
it in
ahead.
that context, so.
Yeah, sorry.
No, I am sorry. I should think about those things.
Pardon me. Gur is going to go ahead and just grab a hold of it, and he's going to take a big bite out of the bit that's holding onto Ninden. Oh, maybe not with a 13.
Ooh, not quite. So, like, turns out it's difficult to bite a wriggling, partially invisible tentacle. You do your best, but you realize that if you were to continue on your course, you might actually end up hurting Ninden instead, so you just kind of let the opportunity pass. Would you like to do anything else with your turn?
I suppose Gur is going to... Did we get the doors open or no?
The door is basically not... It's pretending to be a door. It's barely
Gotcha.
a door.
Right, okay. And I don't see any means of getting onto the roof from here.
You could probably climb it.
Oh, hell. Gur's going to move up and try to climb then.
Okay. I will advise you as a DM, this is going to trigger an attack of opportunity.
I expected it to, but I'll take that, and everybody else can then
It's
move freely.
grappling. Can it do that while it's
Might be a Pathfinder
good
or something. I
question,
think
Simon.
it can. I think it can.
Yeah.
I'll double check. It's been a while.
I vaguely remember that being a thing, as
Yeah.
long as it has free
As long as
hands
it's
to
not
attack with.
pinned, right? Like, yeah, Simon is the one
Yeah.
who knows the most about
I should.
That's why I said,
the grapple condition.
your time
You
to
can't.
shine.
know
You can't
about the
take two-handed
rules.
actions. But you can. Oh no, you cannot take. No. Oh, that's it. So he's not grappled while he's grappling. That's a Pathfinder ism.
Okay. Got it.
Okay,
Okay.
so
So
there you are.
he can mechanically do whatever the hell he wants.
Yeah.
Except
I imagine with
move
all
from
those
that
fins
space.
too,
Or move out of reach to grapple me.
Yeah.
It's
Gotta make
very
sure I have
wacky.
the grapple rules pulled up here. Give me just a moment. Gross.
You can't grapple anyone else.
Right.
Well-
it lasts until the
well,
end of
while
your
that's
next
happening-
turn. Yep.
Mhm.
Ger-
And it takes one, quote, hand. Whatever that means.
What if it's got a lot of tentacles though?
Yep. If he has, like, natural weapons, then he can probably just always use that. He's like a Vesk.
Always a nightmare when you have to pull up the grappling rules. Like, ugh.
I mean, would it help if I copy-paste them? I have them right here.
I'm trying to find. Okay, grapple. Okay, got it. I've got it.
And it looks like a lot, but guys, that's like a fifth of how long they are in Pathfinder.
It's true. Pathfinder,
It's-
you gotta have the
it's
flow
nuts.
chart.
I remember like just in the days of like 3.5.
Yeah, they were bad.
whenever somebody like grappled, like the rule books came out and it was literally 15 minutes of just rules discussion.
Yeah.
So
That sounds like great material. Let's go. Let's
Yeah.
do it.
It was easy in fourth. All right, that's the end of my talk.
look, I'll say sometime.
Oh no.
We do not invoke the wizards on this show.
While I will say
Dangerous thing.
sometimes the wizards are fine. While I will say that it's okay for people to see real Starfinder sometimes, I don't think that's a good show. So
There's too
yeah,
much
with-
real Starfinder.
with that athletics check, you're able to climb up some of the rubble and scramble onto the roof next to this deadly serpent that is not large. In fact, is huge in size.
Marvelous.
Terrifying.
Is it going to take an attack against me?
Yeah.
Okay,
I
so
hate-
but
Why did you ask that?
I hate this because
Shooting yourself in the
it's-
foot.
You preempted me with that meme that you posted.
oh boy.
Oh, I
Does-
get it. Oh,
Does a
everyone who's in
28
our
hit your
Discord-
KAC?
Sir, you know full well that it hits my KAC by more than 10. Where do I lodge formal GM complaints?
The memes channel on Discord.
Dev
Noted.
Null.
So, one last question. Since
Yeah.
he hasn't had a turn yet, does that mean he gets to attack me? Attack of opportunity? Or, wait, hold on.
He had a surprise round.
He acted in a
Surprise.
Yeah,
surprise
so-
round, yeah.
Never
He's
mind.
active this comp.
Yep. But hey, you soaked up that attack of opportunity for your team. Please
Mm.
take 13 slashing damage. And I believe that will make it Mouse's turn.
All right. Well, Mouse had her laser rifle out, so she's gonna drop that, and she's going to she's gonna take out her auto target rifle
Okay.
and
Which
fire.
is not a fire weapon.
Correct. It is a piercing analog weapon, and
Mhm.
she's gonna fire with that.
All right.
All right. A pew. That's a 22.
That is a hit.
Woot for 6
Excellent.
piercing damage.
Oh, actually, since initially when we were doing this, I tried to have the sec. Handheld. Where is it? Yeah, I started out trying to play sounds whenever we were fighting and stuff like that, but I found that the sounds were really quiet and really hard to hear. But I solved that problem, so now I can actually start doing it again.
Ooh.
Yeah, I'm excited. So
Nothing
let's
but
see.
the best for our listeners.
Indeed. So let's go with the auto target rifle. Hey,
Nice.
doing 6
Very.
damage. So. And did you use your move action to target it? Is that what we're doing, or did you use your move action to pull your rifle out?
Move
I
action to
guess.
pull the rifle out.
Right. So we'll have it targeted next time. That will bring us to Ninden. You are grappled.
All right. I am grappled. Since my attack only takes one hand, Can I full attack this mother pronker?
Yeah,
Absolutely.
Sweet. Because seeing as my acrobatics check is 10, I would need to roll a d20 and exceed their KAC. So I don't, in order to use the acrobatics skill to escape the grapple. So
Sure.
it'll be easier to just kill it first.
You do take a -2
Ninden
to
calls-
those attack rolls.
Oh, okay. Then maybe just one attack for now. Ninden calls over his shoulder. Kaylin, does this thing have any resistances?
I believe she said fire.
Yeah,
and
yeah, no fire
Oh.
and radiation.
That's fine. I'm just gonna punch it with acid. And he, he just slams his fist into it for one
Do it.
attack. 12
Oh, no.
versus EAC.
Nope.
That's a shame. Oh yeah, it's a natural toot. So.
Oh, a natural
No.
toot?
Natural toot.
Yeah. Turns you're trying to like think about the situation. You've got a tentacle wrapped around you, and you're like trying to hit the tentacle while it's like pulling at you. You know what I mean? It's a little weird. So I think because you only opted for one attack, you still have a move action, which
I might as well.
Can you use that to try and escape a grapple? Is that?
I believe
Nope, that's
so.
a standard.
That is a standard.
Oh, is it
Okay.
really?
Oh.
Man, grapple is such BS. Anyway,
Well, it doesn't do any damage unless.
it does do damage if the monster has an ability that says it does damage.
Yeah, but then the monster's balanced around it. Not like Geralt.
Anyway,
I guess
They're
we'll
both.
have to see.
yeah, my move action, I struggle uselessly against it. And that's my turn.
You struggle, but nothing happens, is what the RPG message says.
Yes.
Harald.
Harold gets out of dodge. And while retreating says, you've got this, Ninden. Just wrap your arms around it like a snake.
Is that the inspiring boost?
That's an inspiring boost, yes. That's 11 stamina now.
I don't know, Captain. It's much bigger.
So inspiring. Much
But it's
wow.
you're bigger than it in spirit.
You're always such a charmer. Ugh.
Size class doesn't matter in this universe anymore. Just remember that.
All right.
Lol.
So, interesting fact. It is now the glass serpent's turn, and the way that this manifests for the heroes, they watch as right after Herald's inspiring words, there's a firm yank, and Ninden, you feel yourself lifted upwards, and because of the nature of this creature and its partially invisible status, you don't make it out until the last second. You're actually disappearing down its gullet.
Oh no, Ninden!
So Ninden is effectively swallowed by this glass serpent, disappearing within its invisible scales. So you no longer see him.
No!
Oh, you guys, I am gonna punch my way out of this thing, and it's gonna be such a cool story.
It is indeed.
All
You
right,
already
Drax,
spoiled
calm
it
down.
for us.
Ninden, I would like it if you could please take 10 acid damage.
Right, I'm going to use my mitigate ability to make that 5 acid damage and spend an entropy point.
Okay, works for me.
Cool.
And this creature seems focused enough on the act of eating your friend, Gur, that it doesn't regard you at the moment. Which brings us to
Well, thank God.
Kaylin. Yeah, Gur probably a little bit traumatized by what just happened.
Let's be real though, if
Just
anybody
wait,
was
what's
meant to
going
go down
on? Oh my God.
the snake's throat, it was best that it was me.
It's either Ninden or Gur. I don't know. Both
Yeah.
work in my mind.
Yeah.
Kaylin.
Well,
At least the snake is not eating a mouse.
Always eat your
yeah,
greens.
it's not great, man.
Boom.
I'm gonna cast my Wisp ally on that serpent, And I'm gonna do parry fire. Oh, it didn't do the thing. I wanted you to do the thing.
Oh.
So it's going to. It's bonus. Oh, well, I guess it really doesn't make a whole lot of sense for me and can't see the wisp, so we'll give it to Gur.
Jeez.
And then I guess I will. I'm just gonna stay right here. I'm fine. All is well.
Kaylin, you suspect that this creature could reach you if it wanted to, where you're currently standing.
Oh, I do. Then I will shift back by Herald.
There you go. Just because you were able to identify the creature.
Yeah.
All
right.
right.
Well, that's it.
Yeah. Gur.
Gur.
You stand toe to toe with the friend eater.
Yeah. I see you, friend eater. You cannot escape from me. And he just kind of like does the he squares up, but he kind of starts controlling his breathing, almost sort of like, I don't know, maybe a monk if there was a monk class, and he just kind of goes for full attack with his fists.
Okay. Punch time.
And the first one gets +2 or +1? I don't know how harrying fire works.
+2.
Yeah.
Plus two.
So that's a 20 and a 16 to hit.
Okay. The first one definitely connects. Let's see. Did we say that Leaf's punches were grenades? Because I don't really have a punch sound effect.
I believe so. Yes.
Yes. Use the grenades.
I've always wanted to be Bakugo, so why not go for it? Let's do it.
So he slams the serpent, and you kind of feel it recoil from the blow, dealing 8 damage to it.
Before he takes the swing, he says, "Now die!"
Let's see. Updating damage totals. Okay. That will be it for Gur. So we're back to Mouse.
All right. So Mouse is going to whisper under her breath, "All right, Serendipity, do your thing."
Designating target. And in Mouse's...
I would like it if, just real quick, I would like it if at that moment, Serendipity is like, "I don't know what you mean. I can do many things, Mouse Golini. I can," and just starts going through a list of all of her features.
I can
maybe if
set a reminder.
Maybe if Mouse ever has to reset, to fix a messed up setting or something. But for now, she's already established that particular shortcut.
Oh, sure.
She designates the big old snaky thing, and shoots it again with her auto target rifle.
Do it.
4.
Oh, no.
11. She misses.
Yep.
Oh.
Serendipity, what do I have you for?
You have me for many things, Mouse Golini. I am your personal trainer, your personal assistant. I also provide life coaching and therapy sessions. Would you like me to list my further features?
No, not right now.
The very definition of talking is a free action right there. All right, that will bring us to Ninden. You're inside of this is novel, right? It's novel. You're inside of an invisible serpent, but you're not. It's not invisible to you. It's very dark.
It's luckily I have dark vision.
Oh yeah, so you can see all the fun things that are ready to break you down into useful calories and.
Oh, good. Well, I hope he likes entropic strikes in the stomach.
He probably doesn't. I'm gonna be honest.
No, probably not. So let's see. Do I have any negatives to my attack for being swallowed?
That's a good question.
There are rules for this, but I forget where they live.
I'm Starfinder.
It's going to determine.
I do not think
whether
swallowed
I
is a condition in Starfinder.
yeah, swallowed isn't a condition. Like this
No,
this is
no.
a special attack.
Yeah, it's a special ability.
And the notes that I have don't indicate that there are any penalties. The AC that you have to hit is different. So I assume that's
Oh.
the shape that the
So-
penalty takes.
Yeah.
Oh,
What
I-
about smothering?
He's
I
in a
can hold
spacesuit.
I have a
He's
really
wearing-
high
yeah.
constitution mod. I can hold my breath for a while.
I wouldn't worry
Um,
about it either because you're wearing your armor, right? So
That's true.
you
Oh,
have
that's
days
true.
worth of air.
Oh my god,
Yeah.
I don't. Could you? You probably could be digested while your armor's on. I imagine.
Yeah,
Oh,
probably.
it'll burn
Yeah.
through.
Well, yeah,
actually.
acid damage is one thing entirely. So
Yeah.
So Ninden from the belly of the beast is going to punch it twice. He's just going to square up to the side of whatever stomach lining he's being pressed against, and he's going to punch twice.
Okay, do it.
For a 12 and a 10 versus EAC.
nice.
in my head, we're punching the same spot just from different sides.
Yeah. Fist bump!
So that's my favorite song from the Sonic Forces soundtrack. Anyway, so yeah, you know, you're upside down. You're being massaged down a gullet by powerful muscles. That as you try to line up a punch, you just kind of find that your arms just kind of swing in a circular motion against the inside of this beast. You can't really get the motion that you need to exact a punch against the inside.
All right.
You might be able to in the future, just not right now.
Yeah.
Which will bring
All
us
right.
back to Herald.
Well, I can't inspire anyone because no one was hit except for Ninden, who I already inspired.
Oh, Gur got hit pretty bad too.
Yeah.
not
you
this
can
round,
inspire Gur. Oh.
Yeah, I can only inspire someone who is
You could
wounded in the
delay until
last
after the
round.
monster.
That
They'll probably get hit.
feels wasteful. I'll shoot the monster. In the general direction, at least.
Yeah, Herald will shoot the monster because that's not wasteful.
Hey, I've
No,
got
he's
a
Crit
not
before, be nice.
Yeah, I've crit. I crit once.
Only shooting once, right?
Yeah, obviously. 15.
Oh,
15 EAC.
That's EAC.
Oh, 15. Oh, that's a hit.
Does coordinated
Nice.
shot count when I'm inside the beast?
I don't
Yeah,
think so.
Technically, you're
He's
shooting him,
adjacent.
you're
He's adjacent.
inside of him.
I'm gonna DM Fiat that one.
Damn.
Yeah.
I think it's a little difficult to coordinate a shot when you are literally being swallowed.
Fine. Well, it's a moot point anyway because we shot your big dumb snake. So
You
fine.
did. You did shoot it.
Got him for 8 zappy zaps.
Yeah, indeed. Eight zappy damage to the serpent, which Ninden definitely does not feel as it conducts through the serpent's body.
It's just like a static shock by the time it gets to the end. It's fine.
All right. So you watch, perhaps in horror, Gur, as this giant, multifaceted face turns to look at you. And it starts to fade as though it's about to go invisible again, but it fails to completely fade from vision because it rolled like garbage. But it takes these weird fin-like tentacles and brings them to bear.
Brings them to a bear?
Does 16 hit your KAC?
No, it just misses.
Okay. So 17 hits your KAC.
I'm afraid it meets.
And then I'm going to assume a 25 hits your KAC.
Oh my lord, how many times does it get to attack? Yes, it does.
It has multi.
Zillion.
The multi-attacks are a little less powerful, but it does have 3 of them when it does this.
Woof.
That's going to matter a whole lot because it rolled high on its lower die. Let's see. That is going to be 12 slashing damage and another 12 slashing damage.
Oh my god.
You get to see these like partially invisible, like greenish tentacles lash at Gur on the rooftop, and they strike him twice. Which will bring bring us back to Caitlin. Oh, I closed the turn order. Haha. I caught myself. You guys didn't catch me. I did.
I still have to
You
move
were
the turn order
you were
window,
too
though.
quick. Kaylin will use her standard action. Well, the wisp keeps doing its thing. It's still going to do harrying fire. There's harrying fire. It should be.
Oh, there we go.
And she'll use her standard action to cast message, which once it's up lasts like 40 minutes. Should do before combat. Ninden, are you okay in there?
Do I get to respond?
Yes.
You get to respond with like a message that's like 25 words or fewer, right? Is that what it is, or?
Message cannot exceed 10 words each message, but it lasts for 10 minutes. So
That's fair. Yes, I'm all right. I think it's going to try and die. And then it cuts off.
Yep. Okay.
I fully expected a
And then I'll shift back one more time. That's
Okay.
it.
Just 10 words worth of scream.
Yeah, just max out that 128 characters.
Exactly.
Grr, it's your turn.
Gurf is bleeding visibly.
Yeah.
He would say he probably took, about 5 points of hit point damage if there was such a thing in this universe. Sorry. So he's gonna go ahead and just in a rage, full attack again.
Do it. Fish for those crits. Fishing crits.
Oh,
Fish?
that's
Oh,
a
no.
9 plus 2, and then a 18 to hit.
18 is barely a hit, so that is an additional 8 damage. Hold on, let me fish out that grenade sound. Yeah.
I need to figure out a way to make all my punches explode now.
You have the
You get the shell
dumb
knuckles.
shotgun gloves. Yeah, the shell knuckles.
Oh,
with the
boy,
shells
you're right.
facing the wrong way.
The suicide
Okay.
gloves.
I
A
admit
discussion for another time.
I heard shotgun nipples, not knuckles.
Oh, hun.
No, that's in Shadowrun.
Oh, no.
Yeah, exactly.
No, it's your turn.
Weirdest biotech upgrade ever.
Oh god.
You can put them
well,
anywhere. Why
Mouse
there?
is finally done messing around, and she's gonna full attack
Okay.
with her auto target rifle.
Perhaps shocking to Mouse, when she moves to attack, because you are actually within its reach currently, the serpent, who seems to be aware that you're there shooting at it since you hit it very
Oh, crap.
recently, turns and lashes out at you, and you see a strand of glimmer just like whip right in front of your face as it rolls a 1.
Woo!
So it doesn't hit you with this attack of opportunity, but you now are aware that it could probably hit you. But go ahead and make your attack rolls.
That's a 17 and a 20.
Okay. That is 2 attacks, so Mouse takes 2 shots. And the second one finds purchase, dealing 5 damage to the serpent.
Rough.
Ninden also take 5 damage. I'm joking. I wouldn't do that.
That
Oh,
would really suck.
You get shot while you're inside of a snake belly. But, all right, Ninden, what would you like to do? Full attack?
so
Question mark.
in the interest of being fair, on its last turn, did it have to do more damage to me?
Oh,
Since I
right.
was
I'm
in
sorry.
its belly.
I totally forget. Actually, I think it happens
worries.
on your turn.
Digestion damage.
So I think it should happen twice because I think you didn't take.
I took. I
you
remember I
did take
took
one.
one since I was in it.
Yeah. So this is just one more. That's 11 acid damage this turn.
Okay, I will take the full of that, so I get another entropy point.
Okey-doke.
Cool. So Ninden is going to try one more round to fish for those crits,
Do it.
punching twice. Oh, it's a 21 and a
Ooh,
13 versus the AC. That is, we're definitely doing bludgeoning damage since the inside of its stomach is probably resistant to acid damage.
It doesn't say that specifically.
What?
I think it's a different kind of
Aw.
acid.
Fair. You know what?
it's-
Yeah, this is special entropic wizard acid. Regardless, it takes.
This is special acid.
Uh,
You're dropping acid
What do you-
inside the snake.
why do you gotta make everything I say sound so weird?
What do you mean?
So
Why
11
not?
points of bludgeoning damage. No, you got a point there.
Yeah. All right. So actually, let me take
Does
a
the
look.
13 hit?
No, it does not.
Okay.
Its EAC is typically lower, but not when you're inside the stomach. It is higher.
Oh, how unfortunate.
Yeah, right. Okay, actually, what that will do, the group watches as suddenly there's like a loud like whack noise like inside of this creature, and there's like a weird motion as it undulates, like the upper portion of it kind of like standing up like a cobra before it like violently jerks its head forward, and after a couple of uncomfortable muscular motions, Ninden, you are ejected from this thing's mouth, falling 15 feet down in front of the club here. So I think you actually need to make an athletics check in order to not take falling damage, if I'm right.
I believe it's acrobatics.
Acrobatics, right.
That's a 28 to land deftly.
Actually, so how does the falling damage work exactly?
I
didn't
am
have that
pulling
roll
it
up.
up right
It is.
now.
I was looking at it recently. It's a d6 for every 10 feet of falling.
So what about
If you
D6?
if you succeed at an acrobatics check, I think you avoid the first, or is that if you purposefully jump?
So if you, I believe it's purposefully jump, and then the
So then this must be.
acrobatic
It
converts to non-lethal. That might be
Yeah.
a Pathfinder or something.
All right.
So-
So give me a d6.
I mean, yeah, if you really want it. So then what happens actually is when he gets ejected, he comes tumbling out like head over heels, and like his upper shoulders kind of deflect off of the rim of the athletics club, and he flips forward, and he manages to land in a 3-point landing. Like one no,
Yes!
one
I
knee, one
clap.
foot, and one. But because that's bad for your knees, he takes 1 point of non-lethal damage to his knee.
Oh, I actually the character avoids taking damage from the first 10 feet fallen.
Well, there you go.
All right,
So
so-
he takes no damage.
He just as he does the 3-point landing, he just. That
Um,
was awful.
And then immediately after that, the serpent turns invisible, and you watch as it tries to slither away, further up the dome and perhaps behind it, away from you all. Gur, would you like to attempt to do something about that?
Absolutely.
Okay.
I'm not gonna grapple
actually,
it, but I guess I get
That'll
an
happen.
attack
That'll happen.
opportunity.
I forgot we're still on Ninden's turn. My bad. I guess we gotta let her all do it, and then I'll ask you again when it's actually the serpent's turn. My bad.
Tease.
I'm sorry. I got too excited. I got really excited about this whole like. I get really excited when snakes throw up stuff. Okay.
Honestly,
Overall.
same.
It's a weird reason to get
Whoa.
excited, man.
I'm learning more and more about you, my friends.
None of it surprises me anymore. I guess if it looks like the snake is running away, I'm gonna take a parting shot at it, or in
Okay.
its general direction.
He crits.
Right.
Watch. Ah, that's close. A dirty 21.
21 for
Um,
5 electricity zap damage.
Zapadam. Let's see here. There we go. Yeah, 5 damage as you hit this serpent on its way out of the dough. And that said, it does start to slither away. Gur, what would you like to do about that?
I don't think Gur is just gonna sit and let it
No.
get away with almost swallowing his friend.
All right.
Does
Yeah,
it
so we'll
provoke
take
from
a-
Minden too?
We'll take an attack of opportunity. That's
Ninden is on the
22.
ground, unfortunately.
Yeah.
I'm gonna attack from the ground.
22 for 8 damage.
Oh my god.
Did you?
Wow. That actually, as its head kind of starts to swivel around to move, it has to get very close to you, and that's right when you take your opportunity, and you manage to punch it thusly, where it connects directly into its like snaky temple, and
Oh
with
dear.
a loud hiss, it just kind of writhes, and then you watch as it just seems to lose consciousness.
Oh
And
my
Yes!
god, you
to
monster.
exactly 0 hit points.
Marvelous.
So
All
there's
right,
now
spin it and make boots.
there's now an unconscious, mostly invisible giant snake in the middle of this neighborhood in Crow.
Grr, allow me the honor, please.
I hope it isn't
Gur
someone's
just,
pet.
Giant invisible snakes seem like a pest problem.
Gur just takes a step back from it and kind of like does a little bit of a exhale and kind of like, you know, does, I don't even remember what it's called, but like, you know, the fist in palm sort of like, and just kind of stands back from the thing to give Ninden room for whatever he's about to do.
Ninden would like to climb up the building and just, you know, stand above the serpent and then coup de grace it with an entropic strike.
Oh my god.
The elbow drop.
E.
Yeah.
Does it do the people's elbow? Just
Yes. An entropic people's elbow.
an entropic
An
people's
acidic
elbow.
people's elbow.
Yeah.
That's a level 10 ability. You can't use that yet.
Ah, shoot, you're right.
Yeah, I don't think you even
so-
need to roll damage for
Yeah.
it, really. I mean,
yeah, no, his logic behind that, it's not like, I mean, part of it is absolutely vengeance for swallowing him, but
yeah.
also like, this thing should not be crawling around in a public area, so
right? What the
yeah,
heck? Let a giant snake here.
what the hell is this? Kind of, you know, what kind of place is this?
You're able to identify what is likely a very lethal spot to strike and crunch into its juicy interior with a strike. Yeah, you are of the opinion that this snake is now no longer alive.
Excellent.
Harald will rush forward and check on Gur. Gur, you okay? I saw blood.
Yeah, he's got a trickle of blood coming out of his ear, probably.
Now I know
I'm
you've
gonna
never
pop
seen me.
down from the roof.
Now I know you've never seen me do this before, but I've been watching a lot of videos about mending wounds with med kits, and I'd like to try it on you.
Mouse
I
is
don't
kind
see
of
why
like
not.
making like a no, like a cutting motion across her throat, like I would not. But
Don't worry, I've read a lot about how non what race am I? Astrozoan biology works. You've got all these bones and blood vessels and nerve endings. It's very interesting, and I think they go together like this. Nice. Right on the
Good roll.
DC. 20.
Right on it.
and I think it goes a little something like this.
So how much does that heal again?
His level, so 4 hit points, and it takes a minute.
All right.
Oh, well, thank you. I'm still down 1 HP, but that's not a
That's not
complaint.
bad.
That's not a
That's not
complaint.
Yeah, as Harald tries to leverage his newish found medicinal abilities.
Oh, bad news,
knowing some
everyone.
medicine in your
Bad news, everyone. I looked it up. The DC's 25 with a basic medkit. I botched the job.
Oh,
Damn
well, in that case, Caitlin will reach over and pat Gur on the back. It's okay. You know, I'm sure you'll feel better. And just
Oh my
I just
gosh.
heal you for 7.
There you
At,
go.
at first, Gur's about to be like, Herald, what are you doing? But he does it when he notices what Kalen's doing. He's like, great job. Great
Aw.
job. You did wonderfully, Herald. I feel so much better.
How sweet.
Yeah. Oh yeah. So Kalen kind of hides it, so Herald feels like
Yeah.
you did a good job.
Yep, exactly.
Good Jorba rolled.
Good job, Herald.
I'm a doctor.
Meanwhile,
Maybe we
Ninden
shouldn't
is
have
just
encouraged
like
this.
wiping some acid off of his armor and
You're
cleaning
like
himself up.
Ninden
Oh.
is noticeably
Ninden, you
more
want some help with,
glisteny than he tends to
with
be.
that?
I
don't
actually didn't lose a single point of hit points.
Wow.
So no. I mean, I wasn't even in there for that long.
No, not really.
Oh, I meant the goo.
Oh, the goo. Well, I was thinking, maybe this thing has some sort of. It's quite a beast. Maybe we could harvest some of its materials.
Sure. Mouse, you got a container of some sort?
This is weird.
Do you have a container of some sort? You ask the small creature when
she's a
gesturing
scientist.
at
I just have
the
things like that.
huge creature.
I mean,
No, I was gonna for the goo.
Oh, for the go. Okay.
the goo.
Not really.
Hmm.
I've got a chemilizer. I could try and see if like
Oh,
that goo
jeez.
has any uses.
Any gooses?
Caitlin sort of
success.
motions her hand and token spells the goo into a ball. You sure you want to keep this goo?
This Seth, the only reason I ask about material gathering is because this thing, I know off the top of my head, Ninden doesn't really know that much, but it comes with a glass skin augmentation, or rather, you can. One of the themed items it inspired in Alien Archive 2 is
Yep.
basically 2 different things around invisibility, and I think that
Yes.
would be pretty
Yeah,
cool.
I mean, you would. Even the layperson might be able to assume that you could take the skin of a creature that naturally turns invisible and
Sure.
make
Uh-huh.
perhaps, something that will help you turn invisible.
And
There's an armor upgrade and there's a biotech upgrade.
and it may surprise you. I don't know if it does or not, but I'm aware of these things.
Aha!
What? No.
And I figured I would handle that with you guys off camera.
Oh,
Here we
okay.
are talking about it on camera. So yeah, I mean.
Hey, there's another fastball for you, friend.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
Right.
Sorry. So then
it's
we'll
fine.
deal with that later, dear
Yeah, we'll deal
viewers.
with it later. Yeah.
Maybe
Don't
Ninden will
worry.
turn invisible.
Sorry
We
if you
cut
tuned
to the
in.
next scene.
Sorry if you tuned in specifically to see a bunch of people skin a glass serpent, which really sounds like a euphemism for something. I don't know what.
Yeah, you're at the wrong stream. You're gonna want to see glass serpents,
RX.
live and wild.
Live and wild. All right. Okay. Anyway, with that harrowing thing taken care of, did you guys want to take a rest, maybe get some stamina back, or?
Gur would love nothing more than to take a 10-minute rest.
Yeah, let's do
Mouse
it.
is fine.
So. Yeah, she almost got whacked.
But
But
not. But it
Not
wasn't.
quite.
It wasn't fast enough.
Nope. You're too small. It's not, too small to eat. Not interested.
Ninden is
so-
not going to spend a resolve point.
Okay. You all are just kind of hanging out outside this burnt out, ruined building beneath a still, even in death, a partially invisible snake that is oozing its blood down the side of the building now. That would be a really cool visual. Somebody should draw that. Yeah, you are at the entrance and nobody disturbs you during your rest.
Right.
All right, let's move on in after the 10 minutes have passed.
Okay.
I guess we'll search this room first.
The entrance.
Yeah.
Okay. This place looks almost untouched since the incident. The charred interior of this reception room is cluttered with broken furniture and peeled paint. To the north is a door that is barely hanging on its hinge, cracked open to whatever lies beyond. Past the desk to the west, there is a set of metal double doors. I would like an engineering check from Gur and Mouse, if I could.
Can do. All right, that's an 18 for Mouse.
Mouse is able to determine. Gur, would you also like to try to? Okay. Wow.
Sorry about that, guys. I got another lag delay.
Oh, that's fine. It's fine. Stuff happens. So Gur and Mouse, you're able to discern by looking at the door on the western side of this room that it is a new door. This is definitely not a door that was here when the disaster happened.
Well, that's
So
weird.
it looks like it's been replaced. Perhaps not surprising, since you know that there's a mercenary group supposedly hiding out here. But
Well, yeah, okay. In context, it's not so weird, but it's still weird.
mhm. As part of your search, Harold, are you going to head towards the door on the north side?
Absolutely.
I don't want you to lose that ballerific perception check. So, this area seems to be a break room, or at least it was at some point for the reception staff back when this facility was still in operation. Cabinets and counters are plentiful here, as well as the standard sink and small table with two uncomfortable-looking chairs on it. There are two tall drink cans sitting on the table that don't look old. And
Coca-Cola.
while you're looking around, you're actually able to find a dusty med kit in one of the containers that has 6 med patches and 2 purple nanite hypopens and 2 doses of tier 1 stimulant.
Nice.
That's not suspicious at all.
Want to copy paste that in?
Fantastic.
That's what the Camelizer's for.
Does anybody know off the top of their head what the purple one does?
I think it's lesser restore.
I'll look it up.
Oh, sorry. Remove condition.
Cool. Gur will, assuming Herald tells the party about it, offer to split the more advanced medical things and distribute the med patches amongst the rest of the crew.
I tell the rest of the crew about it.
And we deal with it off camera.
I typed me patches, my bad.
Me patches.
How long does tier 1 stimulant last?
I'll find it.
So, would you like to turn your attention to the cans, Harold?
Cans? Oh, yeah, like, try to figure out what they are and how long they've been there, yeah.
Okay. You see that they are a drink called Pit Brew. If you could please make me a culture check.
18 plus 5 about corporations.
Is this
I'm
the
thinking-
flagship product of something, 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 something?
I mean, it's a product, right? So in a way,
Yeah.
I would say that probably has something to do with it.
Nice.
Yeah. So you recognize that this is an alcoholic beverage that has a heavy sulfuric note. And as a result, it's mostly popular with fire-adapted creatures here in Corona. You also know that this label is one of their more recently updated labels, so there's no way that this was here when the incident happened. You also
More
notice
evidence.
You also notice that one of the cans rattles a little bit.
Huh.
Would you like to take a look?
Well, what's rattling?
Tip it out onto the top of the table.
It's a rolled up piece of paper falls out, and upon reading it, it is in Ignan. Is this a language that you have now?
Yeah, I think so. Yep.
Okay. You see handwritten notes. One says upgrade locks. The second says refit security robot. The third says reset code, and it says 6262, and then the last digit is smudged.
Okay, but we do know one.
You do know the code. Mm-hmm. So
Nice.
this reinforces that Mama Thrush was not lying to you.
That's always nice.
Mhm.
Unless it's one of
So
those
what-
alerts where if you type the code 1 off, it triggers an alarm.
Could you read that note one more time? It was like 3 steps or something.
Yeah, well, it's just 3 different
It's a
tasks.
to-do
it looks
list.
like. Yeah, it's a to-do list, and it looks like they've all been completed. Upgrade locks, refit security robot, and reset code.
Oh, good.
I
Well-
predict a security robot.
I predict a
What makes you
riot.
say that?
I flourish the script.
Predict a riot.
Mouse snatches it out of your hands.
Oh, I should have kept it a secret. Then I would have
Why?
seemed prophetic.
No. That's dumb.
Would you like? I guess. What do you want to do next?
We
Oh yes,
should,
did we look up how long a stimulant lasts? We can get juiced up right
yeah,
now.
I
I'll
put
be
it
right
in
close to the chat.
in-game talk.
Yep.
It removes fatigue or exhaustion.
1d4 rounds. All right.
That's very brief.
That doesn't sound very useful at all unless you're in a fight.
All right, Ninden, go ahead and open that door with the key number 6. What was it?
Yes.
6261.
Oh, no,
6261.
This is just a door.
Oh well,
That was
well,
the
then-
code for the elevator.
Well, I say 6261 just in case.
62621.
Oh yeah, that.
Yes.
that.
Well,
Nothing
Ninden,
happens.
muttering the number to himself, opens the door.
It rebuffs your attempt to be opened.
No! Curse
It
my
just-
low strength score.
It does not consent to your advances.
Enthusiastically or otherwise.
well,
Nope, I guess we better go
I have
home.
I have a friend here who excels at putting doors in their place. So
Whoa!
Whoa.
All right. Yeah, this door is locked. is the short, is the long version.
oh, I see. Okay.
Or perhaps the short version, I guess.
I thought you
Mouse,
were
could you-
yanking my chain.
No, it's a locked door.
Yep, here. Let me do everything.
And she starts an engineering check. So that's a 29.
Oh my gosh.
You know
Well,
that's not even true.
Gur. It looks like Gur started first, so Mouse is more of
Yeah, but he
a-
didn't say anything.
Yeah, well, either way, it's enough. They're able to get the door open. Look, they can both take credit for opening the door. That's fine.
No, we can't. I have to be the best.
There has to be a
I'm
winner.
pretty sure.
I have to be the
Okay,
best.
okay. Here, I think I've found a middle ground. Gur opens the right door, and Mouse really opens the left door.
That's what I was just about to say. Perfect.
Okay.
Excellent.
All right. So, once that's been opened, you enter a massive room with a high. Well, I mean, ostensibly, you enter a massive room with a high ceiling. The dome you observe from the outside appears to be over this room in particular. Shoved in piles against the walls are scorched, warped, and damaged exercising equipment, creating room for some purpose. To the north, there is a large transparent metal viewing wall displaying through sufficient light filters so as not to burn you alive the sea of plasma that waits
Thank
beyond.
goodness.
It is as though it's almost as if the floor just gives way to the sea of fire beyond.
Wow,
Fancy.
that's not something you see every day. I guess if you don't live on the sun.
That'd be a heck of a place to do yoga, you know what I mean?
It's a pretty
Some-
common decorating
Some hot
feature.
yoga.
That's some hot yoga tips. All right. As you observe the space, however, you do start to hear a strange sound below you.
Oh, I don't like that at all.
If you look, you can catch a glimpse through some broken floor tile. There's a brass pipe that seems to be vibrating, and the
Oh, I
vibration
really don't like that at all.
grows stronger for a moment before suddenly a large gout of steam bursts upward in the middle of the room, right around here. Um, it starts to incorporate into a form. And the loud hissing and this process starts to warp into what sounds like coherent speech. Something of a ghostly warning, wailing out, "Please leave this place!" Almost pleading as it is threatening. And in a moment, this form stands before you.
Spooky.
It is spooky. They said it was haunted.
Cool.
It turns out it was true.
Whoa!
Mysticism.
Just Kaylin says that out loud.
Skepticism, yeah.
Mysticism.
What are these shenanigans?
What is this shenanigan? Yes.
What is this shenanigan?
The 20. What is this thing with a 26?
This is a steam method. It might look like a ghost, but it's a steam method. This is an outsider that forms from steam. It is a steam elemental, basically. It's all about that steam. And it stands before you in what looks like a imposing, threatening pose, except its face looks honestly more forlorn and worried than angry.
Oh, hello. I'm
Please
Harald.
leave.
Well, why?
I have to make you leave. They make me make you leave. And can I get a perception check, actually?
Can we
Yeah.
help you somehow? Is this a magical compulsion?
Oh my god.
32.
Wow!
26, but it doesn't really matter. Nothing matters.
You got a right for you in Mystic with a racial bonus to perception.
Yeah, that's true.
Yes.
So, wow. Harald, Mouse, and Kaylin especially, while it speaks, you notice that it has, despite the fact that it took the form, it substantiated itself right in front of you. It has a collar on its neck, and Mouse, you probably recognize this as looking very familiar to the loyalty collar that soldier was wearing, and the same one that Tosh had on the Breath of Embers.
Well, that's messed up.
But it's this
Also,
color.
a promising lead.
When this thing took shape from steam into this form, it is still wearing the color, which very bizarre technology that. But yeah, Harald has asked that. Harald has asked if there's some way that they can help. To which it replies, "You can help by leaving, please. Just leave."
I will message, I guess secretly, to Ninden whether he thinks he can get that slave collar off of it.
You hear back in Ninden's voice through your phone. How would I get it off? Would I punch it? Or what do you want me to do here?
That's on brand.
I imagine that what you would try to do is wrap your hands around the collar and pull in two opposite directions.
I'm not sure how we would get it off either. Is that something we might be able to determine with mysticism, perhaps?
Or engineering? Ooh, I'll ask Mouse. Go ask Mouse.
Actually,
First of all, I have claws, not hands.
I mean, I assume the claws are attached to hands, but
they're
go on.
hand-like. They're claws on hands. You got both. It's a both.
It's not like an arm that ends with a stabby thing.
It just has a single claw.
Just one claw.
I don't have hands. I have claws. Like where his hands would be. There's just like a big old curly nail. It's like, oh wow, when did that happen?
Very Edward Scissorhands.
Should get that checked out, Ninden.
Ninden clawing hands. Anyway, Yeah, if you want to make a mysticism check or an engineering check to try and determine the nature of this color, I
Heck
mean,
yeah.
you already kind of know some stuff. Oh my, what a Kaylin,
33 mysticism.
down.
26
I do-
again. I'm just rolling rocks here compared to Caitlin.
I do 3
Not
things.
that I'm bitter or
guys.
anything.
3.
As this method advances upon you slowly, like it's making an impressive display of it, like steam is rising up out of the ground and it's being loud, like there's hissing sounds and panels are being displaced and clattering about. As it does this, it seems very reluctant to try and fight. It doesn't like its chances, and gives you the time to kind of think about the color. Mouse, you observed it, the one that you recovered from the Breath of Embers back when you got to the Far Portal Station. This color seems to have a number of functions, in that it can be triggered remotely, it can be triggered by the wearer, and it will be triggered if you attempt to remove it. So, you
I convey
think,
this important information.
you think that it could be removed, but it would be very tricky, and the person wearing the collar would definitely need to be involved in the process.
You need
couldn't do it while
buy-in.
they're struggling. And Kaylin, with your mysticism check, you assume that this one must be some sort of hybrid variant of the color that is designed specifically for creatures that can change their form or turn into steam or whatever. This color will still be bound to them when they reshape into a normal form. So,
Do we know if the colors have like a microphone? Can the people who can trigger it remotely hear conversation?
that's a good question. The book does not specify that, but I will say that Mouse was able to determine that the color that she had numerous communication functions.
Yep. Sorry, boss. We can't do that without them noticing.
Please leave.
I don't think we can do that. We have a job to do here. If you can work with us, we can try to remove the color from you.
She'll hear me. She'll kill me. Please, just go.
What if we were to kill her first?
Before she can set the collar off, I don't think you can. He reaches up to the collar and curls up his hands and then splays them out rapidly. He just goes boom.
What do you think, Captain? I don't know.
Maybe we can try to find yeah, let's step out into the other room and have a conversation away from him.
Smart move, Captain.
I will loudly say, "Oh, woe is us! You have convinced us to leave. Good work, Method."
I thought you had a high bluff,
I
Captain.
roll it. Nice, 21 bluff.
Nice.
He's way better at it. Herald is way better at this than me. All right.
I'm sure somebody's convinced.
Now what?
Maybe we look for another door.
You did case the joint. You remember that the northern side of this building is literally on the edge of the dome.
Okay, so north is out.
North is out.
What about west?
And there was a loading dock to the west side that you attempted to get into, but you were unable to.
Could we go back around?
You could try again.
Yeah, we could maybe even take 20 on opening the door.
Yeah.
Go pound on it until they let us in?
Yeah, I like that.
Hey!
I mean, they already know we're here. They heard that whole conversation.
Oh, sorry, I had the initiative still up. My bad.
No worries. Yeah, I like that plan. I don't want to kill this Method. We're gonna go pry open that other door.
The door on the south?
Yeah.
Door on the west.
Yeah, you'll have to drag us
the
there.
the southwest.
gosh. I just realized that the method, I put it down in the wrong layer.
Yeah.
You know what? I just went with the pop-up image that you gave us.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, my bad.
It's
So
all
I was
good.
trying to... There we go.
I deemed
There.
it not worth mentioning.
Right.
Where is this door? Questing around for it.
Yeah.
Found it.
Yeah.
Found the door.
It's over here. If you want to slide your tokens down and around.
Got it.
Whee!
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, it's quite a trek around the building. When you
I
have
just
to-
realized something, and we'll see how this door thing works out. But yeah, my bad. Okay, this door. Let me go down to the bottom of my notes. Did I even write down the DC?
You should have expected us to be this much of a
Right?
bunch of
We're always gonna go
softies.
in the back way.
Well, no,
let's
just
see
right after we you made us feel bad about killing all these lizard people. You show us someone with a slave collar.
I get it.
Yeah.
No, it's fine. Okay, from here, go ahead and make me a engineering or computers check. In your newfound desire to avoid entering the front door, you come back around here and inspect with a little bit more, I don't know, intensity, and are able to locate a hidden somewhere amongst the charification a computer panel that seems to control the door.
Cool.
So
Tappity tap 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 tap.
Oh no, that's a 17.
it
We can just take a
appears you are not-
20.
Yeah, we take a 20.
Yeah, I mean, they're just gonna be set up inside, behind some barriers. We can wait all day.
Oh, that works. Yeah, you can do it that way.
Okay, we take 20 and get a 31.
Indeed. You are able to get the door to slide open.
Woo! Uh-oh. Oh no!
We skip straight to D11.
Yeah, you
So
skip
I'm
straight to the
seeing
door.
I'm seeing some fire here.
That is part of the book. So just I'm not gonna rant about this, but something happened when they switched over to this book where initially the problem was they made it so that the maps were really low resolution. Really low. It was gross. They fixed it. However, in the process of fixing it, they put the maps underneath the layer that is the border image, and you cannot copy the map. So I actually have to take screenshots of the book. These flames that you see on the western side of D11 are part of the frame of the book. It's just I couldn't not have it in there because of how high up the map was on the page.
So usually the APs have a separate PDF that's just the maps. Even that one has this problem. Or is Starfinder not doing that?
Oh, does it? Is that a thing?
So I've been running Iron Gods, and it has
The
a separate...
Pathfinderism.
Oh, they didn't do that. Oh, annoying.
Even the books have Pathfinderisms.
Well, and most of the map packs came out after the APs too.
I see.
Right.
So when they first came out, they didn't have Pathfinder didn't have them either.
Cool.
Yeah, having run
We
this
might
AP
start seeing them.
5 years after.
Yeah, we'll probably start seeing them for Dead Sons and stuff, but it wouldn't exist.
Roll
for this yet.
Roll20 is starting to get some proper Starfinder support soon. Did you guys hear about that?
I'm excited.
Yeah, they're actually.
Of course, it's gonna
having,
cost $50 a book, but oh wait, no, that's not true. They charge separately from having the book, right?
I think so. I don't know how they're going to do it, but that's exciting. I'm really happy for Roll20 for getting that official Paizo recognition and integration. Anyway, let's get back to the game. So as this door slides open, this appears to be a pretty straightforward loading dock. It looks well used and clean, as a complete contrast to the front room. This looks basically untouched by comparison. But yeah, this appears that the Brass Dragons largely utilize this side of the athletics club rather than the other side. Let's see. In this lightly refrigerated room, you can see a number of boxes if the place was cased from the outside. Double doors. Yeah, if you look at the inside of the door after coming in, you see that this door is actually like brand new, and the outside was decorated to make it look broken and worn.
Huh.
So they're trying to disguise it. You think
Those
that they
sneaky
probably
people.
load in all their stuff here while they're in
Ooh.
operation. So,
Okay.
further examination of this room shows foods, drinks, intoxicants, toiletries. You suspect there's enough here to feed and supply a group of at least a dozen people for months. A lot of this food is spiced or flavored in such a way that it's distasteful to most, except for people who are like fire
Made out of fire.
attuned. Yeah.
Makes sense because Corona is that area
Hmm.
where it's intolerable for people that aren't used to radiation and junk.
Hmm.
Okay. Ninden will scout ahead in the room and ensure. And then Mouse starts past him, and it's all foiled. There's a lot of stuff in here, but we have a door down here.
Yeah, doors.
I guess we'll search it to see if there's anything useful or informative.
Ninden makes the perception check against the door as well.
Is there anything useful in this room? Yeah, let me double check. I don't.
Kaylin
think...
also looks at the door with a 32.
Why do I even bother?
Y'all are real paranoid after the shock door incident.
Yeah.
And the, invisible glass serpent on the roof.
Yeah. So
That
if you're
swallowed me.
I was swallowed by a glass serpent. AMA. Herald, examining this room, you're not able to find anything that's not like just standard stuff like food and supplies for living in a place. So nothing extremely valuable here. And with the exception of maybe Kaylin and maybe yourself when you take certain forms, and maybe Ninden and Gur, I guess, who are really into daring each other to eat stuff that hurts in order to prove how cool they are. So yeah, maybe the whole party except for Mouse would find some level of interest in some of the food here, possibly. But that's it. Nothing of value.
Boring.
Gur tries to find the smelliest food he can find, and he brings it to Ninden. Here you go, buddy. I got one for you.
Summerborn Raphorians are all about that spicy food, but it seems a little bit outside of our mission.
Yeah, a little bit.
Ninden looks
Gur,
at Kaylin,
door.
looks at Gur, slowly pockets the sausage or whatever it is, and
It's absolutely sausage.
Later.
You
The
weirdos.
door then.
Open that
Yeah,
door.
The door.
Ignan sausage.
Ugh.
Too sulfury.
It
When they
seems
turn
like-
back to the door, Kaylin pockets some spicy sun chips.
All right. Yeah. So this door, it seems to open right away. It doesn't appear that this door is locked, which means that as soon as it opens,
Yes.
you're just as surprised as the group on the other side of the door who was looking
Oh.
towards another doorway. And, you recognize a brass dragon mercenary very close to the door. Let me find. He looks over to his left from his quote unquote cover, and he's like, "Guys!"
Oh, hey, we met your brother Steve.
No, that was a Sunrise
You're
Collective.
twins.
That was a Sunrise Collective. That was a Sun.
Oh, Kyle.
Yeah, this guy
I
has
don't
cool
know.
horns.
This guy looks
So-
exactly like the other one we met. This one's different.
Yes.
Ooh.
As well as your standard brass dragon mercenaries, you see other individuals here. They are clad just a little bit differently, but they are still armored mostly in brass. They seem to have. Let me see. The image is not of these particular soldiers, so okay. They do have a long sword, so that part's accurate. But they also appear to have auto target rifles.
Okay.
So, Can I get a mysticism check for anybody who might want to try and figure out what these individuals are?
Oh, heck yeah. That's a 23.
And that's an 11.
Poor Ninden. That's a Suli. You know a Suli to be like a partial. It's like a planar scion. They are somewhere in their lineage. There was some sort of elemental blood introduced to the family line. So it's not quite like an Ifrit where it's the direct child of that union, but the blood is strong enough to influence their abilities. But it doesn't look like they're happy to see you here, and as such, it is time once again to roll initiative.
All right.
The
roll.
party.
Right.
I didn't click my token like a noob. Ugh,
Oh.
just the worst.
I can
I'll
add it
just
there
roll
for you.
again and take. It's all right. I
Shame
will.
upon your
I'll change.
family.
I'll change that once the turn order calms down.
Okay.
God darn it, Mouse.
Oh, we tied.
Yeah, that doesn't make me feel good.
Last action, buddies.
Oh,
Don't you mean non-standard action buddies?
Aha! The title of the show.
We did it, everyone.
Title drop.
We got it.
We can all go home
Name
now.
drop.
Yeah, that's all we were. That was the conceit of the show is to announce the name of it once, and then we're good.
And then do it never again.
In not even a very good related way.
It wasn't really that, yeah.
No, it wasn't. a
Oh,
good
you're right.
joke.
I guess we'll have to keep going until we get a better one.
Okay. I
Fair
guess if you guys really want to, I guess I'll keep running.
But once it happens, that's it. We get there and it's done.
That's all. That's all we do.
Sorry, I suddenly have to add a lot of turns, so it's gonna be just.
No, that's fair. Yeah, focus.
So many turns.
Uh,
So which sun chips are the spiciest these days? I can't eat them.
Cool
Is
ranch.
Spicy sun chip even a thing?
Garden. Wait, I'm sorry, Simon. Did you just pronking say Cool Ranch Sun Chips?
Yeah.
I am outraged and disgusted.
Fight.
Are
Garden
there-
salsa, I think, is actually a pretty spicy. Well, not like actually like, ow, this hurts. But they have like a kick to them, a latent heat that builds as you eat the garden
Yes,
salsa.
yes, garden salsa.
You know,
looks,
my boss brought in the jalapeno ranch lays the other day, and those are just the right level of spicy.
Cool.
Oh.
Hey, I'm ready if you guys are.
Yep.
Oh,
we were only talking about chips while you added, initiative.
I know. I'm just being a jerk on purpose. On jerkus.
Why you gotta be such a jerk, Seth?
Wait, I tried to call myself that in the Discord, but nobody let me. All right, Ninden, you're up.
Ninden is going to go here, and then no, actually, sorry, that seemed like a good idea, and then it wasn't. He was going to move between two people. Maybe he still will, actually. Yeah, so this way people still have a shot. So he is going to move into combat advantage. Flanking, whatever. So this red normal guy, semi-normal guy with devil horns, may make an attack of opportunity on me.
He hasn't had a turn, so no, he may not.
Hey, I love
Also,
it.
he had a gun out, so super,
Yeah.
like double no, basically.
All right, good.
say the
Then
wrong way.
Ninden's just gonna keep going.
Okay.
He goes here and he punches this one. The red Suli, they're called.
Yeah, there's Suli, yes.
All right, he punch.
It's like Su Yi, but with a Li instead.
That's a 21 versus EAC for 10 points of bludgeoning damage.
It misses. No, I'm just joking. Hold on, let me. So you're going after the. Oh yeah, no, that's too much of a hit. Too much of a hit. I would.
What did you say? It passes a critical thresh.
Yeah, you pass the critical threshold on the Suli soldier.
His engines go down.
Yeah. I punch his engines so hard. So 10 points of bludgeoning damage once again, and that is my turn.
All right, that's bad. Hey, this blue soldier over here standing. You appear to be in a kitchen area, and this blue soldier is taking cover behind a counter. But he pops up and he tries to shoot you twice.
Oh, I
Rude.
see.
Trying to fish out that crit.
Uh,
You gotta crit your Vesk. You know, gotta do
you
it.
just gotta.
Remember, folks, crit and hit your Vesk.
We got there. You know, it works. Oh my gosh. Yeah, that first attack is absolutely a miss, but the second one, super not. That is a 19 on the die. So.
Oh yes.
Yeah, that's probably gonna hit. Let me find the laser rifle button. I don't like these are organized so weird. So 2 shots. Going to do.
That was a sound effect, all right.
I didn't have my D8 out. I don't know what I was thinking, not having my DA out, because you're getting shot by a laser rifle. At least 7 fire damage to Ninden.
Ouch.
As 2 shots are fired over the counter.
Ah, man, it couldn't have been 8. Just one more.
Kaylin.
They are hecking rude.
Rude.
Kaylin will step over here next to Mouse.
Okay.
She'll say, shoot that one Ninden just punched, and tap her riffle, the one that she has pointed in that direction,
Oh my. Okay.
for seeking shots so that she can ignore all the cover.
Nice.
And that will be my turn.
Alrighty.
I'll throw seeking shot there so you guys have the text.
Okay. The silly soldier that you have approached and then had their long sword out. It seems like they were watching the door and they were going to be stuck into melee. But you've gone ahead and brought the melee to them, so they're going to try and hit you twice.
You're welcome.
With a sword. With a sword. Let's see.
His giant sword.
It's a big sword. Does a 19 hit your KAC?
It does.
Okay.
It's gonna hurt.
Oh, no, that's not hit your KAC. Got to roll higher than a 6 to hit Ninden's KAC. Oh
Generally.
my gosh, that is maximum damage. So that is going to be 12 slashing damage as she takes her large sword and brings it down into your shoulder. It's like,
Whoa. Yikes! All right, 1 entropy point. Thank you.
you say that like as you get hit. No, 1 entropy point, and she's like, "What the fuck?"
you're only making me stronger.
I'm more powerful now. she's like,
This isn't even my final form.
What is this guy saying?
Ninden just devolves into madness. All right, thank you.
the giant whirling dervish of a Vesk has caught everybody's attention as the mercenary down in this little kitchenette area to the south is also going to take a couple of shots. You do it to yourself, man. You're the tempting target.
Hey, this is who I am. This is what I built Ninden for.
That's true. Oh, 2 misses. 2 big misses. So they go sailing past you. This other soldier over here in this like counter area to the south of them is actually going to move up, and you see as she approaches, her sword wraps itself in flame. I did it dumb. I'm sorry. I take that back. What
Yeah,
she
that's
does is she comes up behind. Like that. Hey, her sword wraps in flames, and she attempts to smack you with it.
Oh, that's a cool flaming sword you have there. Hey, what are you doing?
Oh no, please! Does a... Oh man, that's totally gonna be a miss. Yeah, that's a miss. That's like 15 against KAC. There's no way that hits Ninden.
Nah, sorry.
Her cool flaming sword doesn't do anything. Gur, it's your turn.
Oh boy, we're doing this. All right, moves up, and we've got a flank train going.
Oh no!
Oh yeah.
Toot
And
toot.
he's
Conga
just going
It's a
right,
conga line of melee combat.
going right for the for
Conga
red,
line.
going for a bite.
Oh yes!
What the fuck? Who are you attacking?
The one he's
one with
flanking.
flanking, I imagine.
I'm attacking red. Sorry. There's 2 reds. I'm attacking red next to Ninden that I
Red
have flanking
sealer.
with.
Oh,
Oh
not
my
that you need
gosh.
it. That's a natural
Okay.
20 for if you
That is a
couldn't
crit.
tell.
For hold on. 25 damage plus 2
Uh-huh.
bleed damage, but I don't know if she's still alive.
No! Are you no? No, she's not alive.
So if she's not alive, Gur just Okay, here's what happens, guys.
The
Here's what
murder!
happens. Here's what happens. The door is open. He sees his friend run in there and just get pelted and like stabbed, and Gur just kind of like loses it, and he flies into a rage, runs into the room, like does a running leap, grabs this woman, and like just rips her throat out with his teeth as he takes her to the
Oh
ground.
God.
Oh God. You.
What happened to non-lethal damage? Oh, I'm not gonna bring my gun.
Like I just explained that away. He
Just
went into
gonna
a
rip
rage.
throats out.
You watch Ninden as this blood sprays out, and there's like a brief flash of like flame as well, as their internal vitality takes shape in some sort of mystic fire. But no, she collapses in a heap at Gur's feet. He's got very spicy blood all over his face again. Okay.
I don't know. Captain, are we trying to keep them alive? I don't know. Gur just ripped this one's pronking throat out.
Yeah, I can see that.
Gur's pupils take up the entirety of his eye right now.
He's like a cat. He's a cat.
I'd like
on
to remind you,
attack.
I can't stabilize dead.
All right, that'll bring us to Mouse.
Kaylin, what do I do? I was gonna shoot the one that. Oh wait, no, she's still alive. Wait, or is this
No.
the? Oh
No,
no, she's definitely alive.
Gur killed her target.
Was the seeking shot only target one specific?
Yeah, it's a spiritual link between the weapon and one target I can perceive.
That's
So,
God, spells are so gross.
yeah.
That's like way better than like True Shot. Way worse than True Shot. You know what I mean? Where it's just like, hey, have this free 20 on something. Like,
I
Yeah.
always feel bad for getting a
Well,
crit.
Now she's
That's
gonna
okay.
have.
no, it's fine.
She's just. It's
You're gonna
fine.
have to move.
She's just
is
gonna
all.
have
All right, Serendipity. Designate target on this one.
and so we've got this main target on.
I imagine Herald, who's standing between them, does a the mask, and his middle body like kind of hoops outward.
Absolutely, yeah.
Oh man.
Woo!
To make a donut
Great
for me to
callback.
shoot through. And she shoots with her auto target rifle.
Which I have a sound effect for.
That's a 15.
Trying to hit the closer
Red here.
red.
Mhm.
Because this is a soft cover situation, isn't it?
It is, yeah.
Yeah.
Soft and squishy cover.
Ooh. Unfortunately, because of the soft cover, that would be a miss.
Fine. Fine.
The bullet
Sorry.
ricochets off the
What I was
wall.
trying to prevent.
Yeah. Herald!
Herald will tell Ninden, thanks for going first, Ninden. This always works out really well for us. But try not to get yourself murdered by everyone in that room. I'll give him 11
Oh,
stamina.
probably be all right.
And I'll also
Actually-
say, Gur, I don't suppose we have any non-lethal weapons that you could use instead.
He does not appear to hear you.
It's just
Oh.
that we already. Oh dear. All right, maybe we should talk after. I throw
right,
my
so-
move action into Death Knell.
You can move out of the way of the ranged combatants that are behind you.
Oh, all right.
Just
You know,
stares them in the eye and throws it in the trash.
Or at least stand in front of the mystic. Doesn't
right. All right.
Thanks,
so,
boss.
seeing this horrible thing happen right next to him, the brass dragon behind you, Gur goes, "Oh my god!" And you hear his gun clatter to the ground as he takes out his longsword. And I don't know why these people think longswords work on Gur. It hasn't historically done them any good.
Look, they just don't share intelligence because they die.
You guys, he rolls a natural 20 to attack her.
Bring
Okay,
it.
well
Oh
then.
no!
I think swords work.
Oh my god. Oh, it's too much.
I don't know.
It's not
Historically,
even-
these swords haven't worked.
I know. I cursed it, but that's okay. It's not even all that much damage. It just does 7 slashing damage. That's the critical damage.
Gerd just wheels around and stares this guy down with his black eyes.
Cool. Ninden, the lady to your south attempted to hit you with a cool fire sword. It is no longer a fire sword. It is a regular type sword.
Oh, interesting. All right. Ninden is going to take a measured breath and then full attack.
Okay. These poor people.
22 to hit.
Nah, I don't
for
feel
the
too
first
bad
attack,
for him.
a 10 for the second attack against the AC. I doubt the second it hits.
It does not, but that first one absolutely does connect.
Yeah, for minimum damage of 8 points of bludgeoning damage.
Yeah, they take it in the gut, and they're just like, "Bleh." But then they hold up their sword and they're like, I'm gonna hit you with that. I'm gonna hit you with a sword.
Yeah. Do it.
The person, do it, you won't. So the soldier here behind the counter who just witnessed this brutal slaying of their comrade is now a little bit more worried of the orc, so he's gonna take a couple shots at Gur now.
That tracks.
Yeah. Like, what would you do in that scenario? There's a crazy rabid orc ripping out throats. 2 shots! Oh, that's a miss. That might not be a miss. Still probably a miss. I don't think 14 is going to hit your EAC, Gur.
14 meets my EAC, so it does hit.
Oh, no! Okay.
We gotta upgrade our armor.
Yeah.
Thanks,
Yeah.
Mom.
That'll be 7 fire damage as this azimuth laser rifle blasts you. I always roll
Got
pretty
it.
good on the damage, except for when I crit with a longsword, apparently. Then I roll really
Right.
terrible. All right, Kaylin.
All right, is that one dead?
Oh,
So,
she took more than her maximum hit points.
Oh, gosh.
With that attack. So yeah,
oh gosh,
and
I'll
she was
move up
already
here.
and she was already hurt. So
Oh gosh. So Kaylin will move up to the door here, and she'll cast her wisp ally at. We'll start with the red one, and we will designate it as harrying fire. So the next attack will get a +2. And that's it.
all right. Which one am I marking?
The red one. And I'm gonna put a little counter on myself. This is the first round of the wisp.
Okie doke. I'll put it as a little ninja. I feel like a ninja is a really good way to represent
A wisp ally.
Yeah, it's a sneaky
Thing.
jerk.
It is
harassing.
a small, spherical, floating wisp
Mhm.
that is buzzing about his head, trying to distract him from Gur.
And it's probably going to succeed. Is that the end of your turn?
Yep, that's the end of my turn.
Okie doke. Opting to try and get a better shot. This soldier down in the southern side of the room is going to move around and try to shoot Ninden from behind cover. Ooh, that might actually do it. 20 against DAC?
Yes. Sorry, I forgot to press the button. That'll hit.
Okie dokie! That is 5 fire damage. Ninden.
This is chump change, Seth. Come on.
I know. I'm sorry. It's how these guys, how do you... This adventure was not really written with the idea of having a vanguard as your 5th person. You know what I mean? Like...
Oh, well. I suppose. You could... I still argue that in terms of health alone, you could definitely build a soldier with a high con mod, but this is a different discussion.
It is a different discussion.
Yes.
The current discussion The one that I'm interested in is knowing if a 19 hits your KAC.
Oh, KAC. Yes.
Okay. The soldier that you are currently in melee combat with takes a couple swings, landing her second blow for 6 slashing damage,
All right.
which will bring us back around to Gur.
Who's already fixated on the guy in front of him, not the guy who tried to shoot him too, and is just gonna full attack, fist,
Okey-doke.
punchy punch.
What is the Wisp ally doing for him in this particular moment?
He's gonna get a +2 on that first attack, which is probably
Oof.
not gonna do it still. but-
Yeah. That second
Okay.
one probably hit though.
Oh yeah, actually the second
11
one
damage.
lays him the pronk out.
Nice.
That reduces him to exactly 0 hit points as I'd
Thank
say
God.
that the girl like leads with like a brutal like overhand left that the guy sees coming, because apparently he's really in the moment right now with his critical longsword attack. But then you follow up with like a right upper that hits right under the solar plexus. So like all of the air rushes out of his lungs in one moment, and he just collapses like at the floor, just like plug.
And
Sack
with
of
that,
potatoes.
Gur wheels around to look at Blue.
All right. Which
And
brings
what the
us to-
pronk am I supposed to do now? I had him targeted. This is second kill. You've stolen from me.
You mean
He's
second
technically-
knockout?
He's technically not dead.
Yeah, but you know what I mean.
I mean, you can shoot
Gur
him.
is a kill stealing asshole. This is true.
Wow. Wow.
I mean,
Fine.
I'm
No
so
deny.
sorry.
Fine. You know what? I'm moving. I'm moving.
1,
To Canada.
4.
And then, okay, Serendipity, target this one. Maybe he'll survive long enough for us to shoot. Maybe.
Oh, it probably makes sense to just shoot this round, since you can just target next round.
Fine.
Also, she decided to move all 5 of her move speed. And she's gonna shoot this one instead.
Look it up. I believe there's going to be a little... I don't know. That's questionable if there's soft cover there or not.
Which one is she shooting?
The Suli to the south of Ninden.
This one. South
Um,
So, I would
if-
say you can draw a line from this corner to this corner without
Yeah.
going through any
Yeah.
big square.
So probably not.
that-
Yeah.
In that
Good.
case, she gets a +1 bonus to this attack because
Oh,
of
because
this.
coordinated. Do it.
I'm
So that
so
+1 anyway. Ooh.
17?
Yeah. So
Yeah.
Mouse takes a shot. Wait, that's a bigger rifle. Oh my god. It's really loud rifle for some reason. Yeah, that hits.
She's in
the
a narrow
Suli's-
hallway. It echoes.
Yeah.
it's really loud. It hits the Suli probably right in the upper chest region, and she appears quite bloodied at this point, bringing us over to Gerald.
Herald will poke his head around the corner and sort of extending it on a little tendril horizontally and say, "Okay, Gur, I'm not sure if you can hear this, but just keep fighting. Try to, if you have the presence of mind, please try to keep their throats in their throat." And if Gur is able to hear
God.
this, maybe he restores 11 stamina. Who knows?
I leave it to the GM.
I mean, are you like actively not listening? Is that what's happening?
He's not listening. He's just in a
He's an
murderous
active
rampage.
Listener.
I don't think anything mechanical is going on.
No. So I think Herald's words reach him to some level. So I would say that he's able to receive these stamina.
So filled with renewed vigor, he turns to go beat the shit out of somebody else.
Oh,
To
good,
beat
I
the
guess.
Flame out of someone else.
Spleen.
Yes, thank you.
Or
the flea.
Pronk. Pronk sounds a little better, I think, in that scenario. But
Yeah.
He's gonna pronk and beat the flea out of him. There you go.
Yeah.
There you are.
That's so and so.
That's double
Beat
on
the
brand.
pronking flame. Yeah.
That guy is unconscious. Ninden.
Ninden punches twice again on this
Okay.
Sully.
Good.
That's an 18 on the second attack. The first attack was a 7, so we're ignoring that.
Okay.
But the 18 should hit
Oh yeah.
for 11 points of bludgeoning.
Where are you targeting with that second attack exactly? Like, what's the like in the head movies?
So the first attack, he feints with a tail slap. So he, which I imagine she deftly dodges out of the way, right into his left claw fist thing, which connects with the side of her head.
Okay. Yeah. There's a crunch. There's some crunch action. And she very unhealthily falls to the floor from that attack.
She falls in an unhealthy manner.
Yeah, it's very unhealthy. I mean, like, there's like a pratfall where it's like, it looks like they're mostly unhurt. This is a I no longer have control of my body fall.
Head slam in the ground, very uncomfortable.
It bounces. It bounces off the floor once, just once.
Yeah. Well, Ninden sucks his breath in through his teeth and calls out over his shoulder, "Caitlin, I got another one." We really got to get some pronking merciful fusions.
Yep, that's a thing we gotta do.
All right. Yeah, the blue soldier seeing Gur like on his murder approach starts desperately taking shots. Like, oh god. Let's see here. Where are you? I clicked on you. Show up. Dang it. 2 shots.
Gerald will mention, since there's only 2 left. Excuse me, gentlemen. If you guys want to surrender, we will definitely stop tearing out your throats. I guarantee it.
For those of you listening at home, he is hiding around the corner, away from the fight, as he yells this.
It's just very scary in there.
It's like down the hallway. Speaking of scary, that's another crit on Gur. I
Good.
don't. Yeah, I know.
Oh, boy.
Right.
Oh, Gur can take them. This is matching his aesthetic right now.
That's true. So that is going to be 11 fire damage, and you are now burning.
Oh
He's
no.
burning.
So
Gur is on
yeah,
fire?
well done. But
Yeah,
also,
Gur is on fire.
Gur takes that laser blast straight to the face, and when you see him again, his cigarette is now lit.
I love it.
Along with half of his, along with like most of his hair.
Right. Okay, Kaylin. Gur just got shot in the face, and he's still standing.
He is indeed still standing. I use my move action to direct my wisp to. I can see the edge of blue here, but I don't think like that's sort of around the corner.
You know he's there.
I do. I have to have line of sight though. I don't know. Will you allow me to move it to blue?
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay, so I'll use my move action to move the wisp over to blue. And then I'm gonna use my standard action to stabilize red if I can.
The one closest to you.
Yeah, since I presume the other one that Ninden hit is dead.
This guy's at exactly 0. He's already stable. The guy that Ninden hit didn't die. He didn't take his full HP in damage.
And I want to stabilize that one.
Okay.
That's my standard action. So she'll throw a stabilize at the one Ninden just dropped. So that, one less death on our consciences. And that will be it for Caitlin.
It really matter at a certain point.
Somebody pops out of the eastern door and goes, "That was my daughter!"
Gosh dang
it! Everyone's somebody's daughter, right? Like, I mean, that's just how it is.
Oh jeez, Kaylin, I don't think they're robots.
I get the reference.
So, yeah, Green is going to go ahead.
It was a
and keep trying to
metaphor.
shoot
It means I don't respect them.
What now?
Thank you.
It was a metaphor. Never mind.
Oh, is this like a Rick and Morty thing?
It was that,
It
yes.
absolutely is, yes.
I've been informed that my IQ is too low to appreciate that.
Whoever told you that is just a salty asshole.
Show's gonna have assholes who like
How
them.
gross.
It's not like most of the people who like Rick and Morty.
Nah.
I wouldn't say most just for legal reasons.
So I believe that I was about to get shot. Yes.
You were, and you did, because that's a 17 on the die. The second shot is a 3 on the die, so I know that misses, but you did get hit once. So that'll be another 7 fire damage.
You keep teasing me with that. So close to 8, because 8 is my entropy point threshold right now.
Please don't isolate that audio. Grr.
Oh yeah, I detect a Twitch clip.
No,
Wait,
don't
somebody
make
clip
ideas.
it!
Oh
do
boy.
it. We don't need that clip.
Jeez. Gur's doing another flying lunge here.
Okay. Over the counter.
Over the counter.
Okay.
Oh, but he misses.
He
Keeps
bites the
sliding.
counter. The soldier on the other side of the counter, he shoots you in the face, sees you get really mad, and then takes cover, and he looks over the counter right as Gur like goes, "Arr!" and he like bites the edge of the counter and starts like shaking his head like a dog. Like,
It's kind of hard to see right now. I've got a bunch of soot in my eye.
Keep
How
giving you
much fire
these
damage do I take
questions.
now?
Oh right. You have to actively try to stop burning, right?
Well, I get a save at the end of my turn.
Yeah.
Stop, drop, and
That'd
roll.
be 2 fire damage. As this
Nah.
flaming orc bites the heck out of a.
And here
for the
comes
save.
my. It's a reflex save, right? Or is it a?
Yes.
Yeah.
The DC is
Pretty
equal
low
to
DC.
10 plus the amount of fire damage.
Oh yeah. then you're-
That should just be it then.
There you go.
So yeah,
He's
his
not on
hair
fire
his hair
anymore.
goes out.
It's gonna be Mouse's turn.
Fine. Fine.
Mouse is having such a bad time.
Mouse is so salty right now. She doesn't even know. I mean, what even is the point?
If we're gonna be doing that corner to corner rule, then does she have soft? Is
Oh.
there still soft cover on that one?
Well, he's got cover. Like he's got
Oh.
cover because he's behind a counter.
Let's see. How many did she move? That was like, oh gosh darn it. Let's see. Corner to corner.
Green has cover, but less cover.
Fine. I shoot him. I guess. Maybe I shoot him.
You shoot at him.
I shoot at him.
Do you shoot me, miss? No, but I
I-
shoot at you.
No, I do. I do hope I shoot.
Oh,
That's a
25.
Whoa.
That's a crit.
She is
Where's
very
that salt now?
frustrated. That's a 20.
Yeah, you see him trying to line up another shot on Ninden and not paying enough attention to the tiny gnome. He gets clipped probably right between the eyes with that one because that was almost a cosmic crit, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Um,
It's one.
Well, no, but it was. It was almost a
It was
cosmic crit.
pretty darn close, yeah.
It was a
pretty
5 and a
close,
5
pretty
instead of a
close.
6 and a 6. So that's a total of
Mhm.
18 damage. Let me tell you, he did not start with that many hit points. So yeah, he gets cut right in the forehead with that, and the guy just goes down immediately.
Yeah, we offered surrender, right? Right? We're in the right. I'll have to consult Serendipity's ethics modules later, but I'm pretty sure we're okay there.
You're not violating the Geneva Convention, the Space Geneva Convention.
Spineva Convention.
Steneva.
Geneva's?
Anyway, Errol, it's your turn.
Gerald will finally decide to mosey around the corner.
Mosey. He's going to mosey around the corner.
It's
All right.
Takes these really sloppy, like wavy footsteps down the hallway.
Alright, things are looking pretty good. And then he turns around and he's like, oh, there's someone behind the counter. Excuse me, sir. Would you like to surrender? Or, yeah? No? We just
Dropping your weapons and talking is a free action.
Let's see,
I'll call off my half orc.
Will you?
I'll try.
I mean, if you want to make a diplomacy check, go ahead.
I do.
Okay.
Not my best roll though. 15.
Oof. All right. Ninden, it's your turn.
Oh, is that a standard?
Oh, unless you have something else you want to do.
I mean, I'll shoot him if he doesn't surrender.
It doesn't look like he's interested in surrendering.
Well,
Should have been an intimidate.
Very foolish of him.
You offer you
Oh.
offer him
Oh
freedom
my
with your
God.
left hand and death with your right.
Oh my god! It's another crit.
would you like to surrender? No. Well, okay then.
God,
Shoots him between the eyes.
Yeah, Rauld manages to. Unfortunately, it's not enough to take him down. But let me see here. Where's the shock? There it is. He gets probably blasted right in the face zone by this electric gun. Oh, it has arc too.
And
Yeah,
then Gur takes
that's
2
good.
damage.
Yeah.
Yikes.
So yeah, and then the shot arcs over to Gert, delivering 2 electricity damage to him.
Luckily for you, in his mind, it was blue that damaged him with that electrical damage.
Oh, good.
Mhm.
Well,
Ninden.
how about now? Surrender now?
All right. Ninden is going to move over here and stand behind this guy. Is that so? Did we just say that's a free action to make an intimidate check or no?
Oh well, I mean, if you're trying to do it, like, are you trying to like do a demoralize sort of situation?
No, just more get him to surrender. But if he doesn't want to surrender, I'm not going to beat a dead horse. I'm just going to beat him up.
It looks like he is devoted to whatever cause it is that he is currently representing, and is not
That's-
interested in
you would
surrender.
not expect that from a mercenary, but okay.
That's admirable.
Yeah, you wouldn't expect that from a mercenary, would you, Mouse?
So Ninden
Although,
is going to.
although Mouse doesn't really see that. That was Liz.
Yeah, I know. I understand.
Oh. I have a much higher sense motive than Mouse does.
And then, what are you doing?
Waiting. Ninden is going to punch.
Punch.
Non-lethally because he has combated. He has flanking.
Okay.
So -2 to that. Oh, he shouldn't have because it's only an 11 versus EAC.
Oof. Okay. So,
So he's standing there menacingly now.
as he's standing there, seeing that he's surrounded by all these people, he's got his gun in his hand, and he's being told that he should surrender and all of that. There's a moment where you can see a look of, like, I don't watch Game of Thrones, but you know that Daenerys face, like the one where she, like,
Sure, without spoil. You know. But yeah.
that face has been showing.
It's been a
up.
couple weeks. I think it's okay.
Well, who knows? Someone's gonna get mad. Yeah, he gets that really, like, craven and somewhat desperate look, and he lets out something of a sob before he reaches up to his collar that he's wearing, and then
Oh,
he
no!
promptly disintegrates in front of all of you.
Gosh dang it.
Gur wheels around looking for someone else to fight.
No,
You-
no,
Gur.
Gur.
Gur, it's all right.
It's me, Mouse. It's me. You don't want to bite Mouse.
Can I get a hey big guy, sun's getting low?
Ninden will oblige.
Yeah.
I don't
Oh,
actually know what
God.
that's from.
Avengers.
That's
yeah,
that's
yeah.
what Natasha says to Hulk when he can't stop killing things.
Gotcha,
Um,
gotcha.
Yeah, after he
Also
comes
Thor.
to, Gur kind of like looks around, sees blood all over the place, tastes it in his mouth, and just breaks down and starts sobbing in the middle of the room.
Oh my god.
Aw.
Gur,
Give him a hug.
you're all right. We have you, my friend.
We group hug.
What happened there, Gur? You seemed like you weren't really paying attention to what was happening. Seemed like you lost yourself.
I can't remember a thing. The last thing I remember is seeing you getting hit and then this.
Well, Well, I'm all for protectiveness and beating up our enemies, you know, but I don't know. I worry about this. This does not seem good.
Serendipity's got a really good therapist module installed. Would you like to maybe talk to her? I could
I don't know.
she's kind of
Maybe.
We can discuss options after the mission.
Yes, we need to focus. I apologize. And he kind of straightens himself up, picks himself up off the floor.
So, right after you seem to regain your resolve as a group, you hear the crackle of like a PA system over through the room, and you suspect it's playing in different areas of the athletics club as well. But you hear a voice that you have not heard before, a female-sounding voice that says, "I figured you'd show up here. I don't know how you ended up being a thorn in my side a second time, but I'm going to make sure there isn't a third. I'll be nice, however. I'll give you the opportunity to turn away and forget your investigation. And if you need some inspiration, here you go." And you see as all of the soldiers that are either unconscious or dead on the ground simultaneously, their collars go off and they all disintegrate before your very eyes.
Oh my
wow,
God.
that is
Gur just-
super bad.
Yeah, just gets a look of abject horror on his face.
He goes, and she goes, I hope you get the message. They were somewhere below adequate to me as employees, and that's what I'm going to do to them. What do you think that I'm capable of if you decide to if things come to blows with me?
I think that it's pretty important to remove you from a position of power.
Well, he's got you there.
If that's how you treat your men and women, then yes, you don't deserve the power that you hold. So know that we're coming for you.
So be it. I think that is where we will call it for today.
Ah,
You
no.
all
Okay, fine.
getting in the back
We
way, avoiding most of the first part of this dungeon.
Well, hey, we didn't have a good way to get
don't
past
come
the
this way.
sad
Okay.
steam ghost
We couldn't get past the sad steam ghost.
It was
without
too
killing
sad.
it anyway. That would have been, no, as we said before, we were not in a mental place to kill a sad steam ghost, sadly.
We just weren't.
I dig it. So yeah, that was pretty great. All right, thank you everyone for playing. Let's see, we have some points of order to get to, I believe. The show tonight, Shooting the Crit. Are you gonna be on it, Nick? Did we figure that
No,
out?
I don't think it ever got settled. Max, are you here?
Is Max here? I don't know if Max is here. I don't know.
But there will
It's
be
either-
shooting the crit tonight.
Yeah, Tim is
With
going to be
either
absent.
Tyler or myself.
Yeah, it's either going to be Tyler or Nick, or Tyler and Nick. Who knows?
Yeah, Patrick wants the snark battle to continue.
Yeah, snark.
You know not what you awaken.
And I did want to bring up something, actually, just because Crow is in the room here, and because I just got this book in the mail, and it's really awesome. Oh, look, there's more in stock. The last time I checked, there was only one left in stock, but Crow has put out a book called The Next Great Deity, which is a really cool little story, where the idea is different people are recruited by a council of gods, basically, and well, not gods, kind of. And the idea is they get put on some sort of cosmic reality show to determine who is worthy of becoming the next deity, like who is worthy of ascending to godhood. So it's like a Project Runway, but the reward is you become a god. So
Oh, that
The
sounds
I just thought I
competition
would
is
make
even
people
more
win.
fierce.
Mm-hmm. I thought I'd make people aware of
That is
that
pretty
because
neat.
it is a really cool concept, and what I have read so far is delightful. So,
Neato.
anything anyone else would like to plug or bring up?
Shooting the crits tonight, right?
Yeah, we already
Yep.
talked about
Yeah,
that.
Oh,
shooting
I
the
was
crits tonight.
I'm bad at this.
New CC tomorrow,
Yep, as always.
as
Yeah.
always.
I really enjoyed our show today. It was a lot of fun playing with you all, as always.
Oh. Well, thank you.
Yes, as
I
always.
like you guys.
Oh,
Yeah, I guess
let's
I'll.
all kiss.
Now kiss.
Now kiss.
And
All right.
most importantly, thank you to our viewers
Yeah,
Mhm.
absolutely. We appreciate it.
and listeners in the future. Hello, future people.
Future,
Yes.
yeah.
Hopefully the future is going well.
I love the live watchers. I love the VOD watchers.
But not the
And
podcast
and
watchers.
the pod. I was trying to find a way to make pod and like watcher like rhyme with watcher, but it doesn't. And the pod listeners.
The Potters.
And the Potters.
Those
love-
pod heads.
I love the
Pod
livers, the livers, the vodders, and the potters. There we go.
There it is.
Sure, that's great. It's perfect. All right,
good.
I think that's gonna do it. Thank you everybody for joining us. I hope you enjoyed today's episode. Take care of yourselves.
Bye.